I gave people all the stuff they really needed. Social security checks, utility bills, TV guide.
I want a TV guidance counselor. TV guidance counselor. Staying up to watch all night, and everything's gonna be alright with my TV guidance counselor.
Hey everybody, welcome to TV Guidance Counselor. I am Ken Reed, as always, your TV Guidance Counselor, and this is the show where each and every week since February 14, 2014, I welcome an interesting person to the show to discuss classic television I'm stumbling like crazy, to discuss classic television using a back issue of TV Guide magazine from my personal collection as the inspiration for our conversation. And I think I'd have to check, or a listener probably knows better than I do, but I think we've been remote now longer than I did the show in person, which is insane. However, one of the great things about doing the show remote is I can have guests on that are not in America, not in Boston, not in LA or New York. And in fact, Ireland is a country I've had several guests on. And again, this week, my guest is from Ireland. My guest is a producer, performer on the Tri-Channel, which I've had several people from the Tri-Channel on. Just really smart and funny, Bláithín de Burca. And if you want to find her on social media and you're like, I don't know how to spell that, it's go to Instagram and it's being B-L-A, blah. So B-E-I-N-G-B-L-A. And I think she's that on TikTok as well. Good follow. Excellent follow. But she's great. She's one of my favorites on the Tri-Channel. Always like it when she pops up. So I was over the moon that she had a time to sit down and talk about TV circa 2004 with me. So I think you'll enjoy it. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy. Even though I already said enjoy, I want you to double enjoy it. This episode of TV Guidance Counselor with my guest, Bláithín de Burca.
TV is my friend, and it has been always there for me in time of need.
Live via satellite from Ireland, 5 hours ahead of me. Bláithín, how are you?
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm good. This is like, we chose a good time. This is when my brain turns on. So I'm happy. Yeah, I'm good. And thank you so much for having me.
You're a night owl. So
I am. I'm complete night owl. Yeah.
As I was saying before, I'm a big fan of the Tri-Channel. Discovered it kind of over the pandemic. And I'm like, these people are all great. Why wouldn't I want them on the show? And
thank you so much.
It's always fascinating to me to hear people who didn't grow up in the United States and their experience with television, and especially whatever weird garbage we send to their country.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because there's a lot of crossover. I have listened to your other episodes with my brethren, being Damon and
the double
Dermot
Ds.
And Kellyanne. Yeah. Now you did say in Damon's episode, you did say that he's your favorite, and so I'm here to set the record straight on that. It should be Dermot.
Well, if you look at the chronology, he was first.
Yeah. So you had to. You're currying favor. So now I'm the favorite, obviously.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's recency bias. Yeah. I think that's what we would call it.
No, they're all good friends. I love them. It was great hearing them on the episodes.
How did you get hooked up with the channel?
This is it's ancient history with me. I was on, now there was a channel that the Tri-Channel was another channel before. We don't name them, we don't talk about them, but, and this is truly, it's kind of like this, it didn't exist except for the fact that this is how we were all brought together. But there was one day that I had texted a friend to see was he out for a drink, and then the day after, and he hadn't replied, and then the day after I had ended up out for a drink, so I got a hungover text from him saying, hey, I'm really sorry I didn't have credit. This was in the days of needing credit to text somebody, and he was like, I didn't have credit to text you back, but I'm actually going to do a video today to give me some money so that I'll have credit for the future. Do you want to come and do it with me? And so I was in the first ever video of its kind back in that day, and then when that station, channel, etc. shut down, the Tri-Channel came out of it. So I'm an OG for my sins.
Yeah, but then
There's
you still rose from the ashes in the new better channel.
Oh yeah,
that's
absolutely.
also one of the most Irish origin stories I've ever heard.
There was something worse. We made it better. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. I often in Boston here, which although purports to be Irish, you may have heard, is very different to the point where, and I think I told this to either Dermot or David, I was in a record store once in that rap group The Streets, who I think were from London.
I love The Streets.
Great record, but they like, the record store clerks are like, oh, say something to the person buying the record, what they're buying. It makes it look. So this guy was like, oh, The Streets record's really cool. And this kid was just like textbook Boston trash. He had like a Celtics jersey down to his ankles,
Right.
sideways hat on. And he was like, yeah, I don't know. Like I'm conflicted because like they're from London and I'm like Irish. So it's like, it's kind of hard for me to listen to them. And I was like, okay, man, I feel your plight.
I mean, you see, this is good. This is good when Americans do, they at least know the history. Because, we do have, and I'm sure you're well aware of it, I'm sure it annoys you as well, we do have a lot of Americans that come over and they're like, my brother's next door neighbor's dog was half Irish, and so therefore I'm related to Padraig Pearse. And I'm like, I first of all hate that guy. I didn't like I don't like Padraig Pearse, so you can get that. But I do like when at least there's a little bit of, okay, so you do know. Like, I mean, I hate...
Right, some history.
Yeah, I hate... what's his name? I love the fact that I hate him so much that I can't remember his name. He ran for president. What's his name?
Oh, geez, that could be anyone.
I know. No, it was last. This is just me having a brain fart because I have ADHD and an alcohol abuse problem. But he's the other old guy. Anyway, there was one time where he was being interviewed. There was he was walking by some press.
Biden?
Biden, thank you. I kept on thinking Bill. I'm like, what?
I was thinking John Kerry for some reason because he seems like he'd be an asshole that would piss off Irish people.
Yeah, no, but no. I mean, obviously Joe Biden sucks, but he was passing by some journalists or something, and someone said they're from the BBC. And he went, oh, no, thank you, I'm Irish. I'm like, yeah! literally, I'd be honoured to be interviewed by the BBC about anything. Obviously, it's the BBC, they're a huge institution. But he's like, nah, anything English, I'm not having it. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Nope, not at all. I barely speak it. Just to spite them, I won't speak English.
Yeah. It's so funny. Someone edited it with the Tug Life, the glasses and stuff. It was so good.
Have you been to the States? Have you ever visited?
I have, yeah. So I think I was probably one when I was in Florida, and my parents got robbed in Miami. Nothing to do with me. So I was one.
You had an alibi.
I couldn't have prevented that. And then there was, when I was about 17, we went on an all around the world trip. I'm very, very lucky. We always got to travel a lot. My parents and my sister and I were quite close. And so when I was 17, we started in LA. And then where else? I've been to Canada. I was in Canada for 9/11.
Oh, nice. So again, you have an alibi.
Yeah, now I know, yes, I was top of the suspect list otherwise, but no, I do know that Canada and the States is different, but in fairness, we were visiting family in Toronto, and I was in high school in Canada when this happened. So, I think it's a very American/Canadian experience that I was there for that. I think I would have experienced it very differently here. Probably not as bad.
Well, it was weird. They left from Boston, and I was producing a morning radio show on our local alt rock station, and I was filling in on the news. It was the first day I filled in for the news. So that was fun. And I ended up being there all day. It was this horrific thing. But then I moved to London for college 2 weeks after that. So I kind of got the reaction here and then what it was like in Europe.
Yeah.
But it was so strange coming back to the US a year later, having that big chunk of metamorphosis in between happen. And I was like, oh, it's crazier than ever here.
Yeah. It's a really
very different.
Yeah, that was insane. I'm trying to think of other times that I've been. Oh yeah, sorry, I've been to Jersey and New York, for my friend's wedding. A good friend of mine that used to live with me here, she lived with me for a few months, and then her boyfriend, who lives in America, was over visiting, and then he missed his flight because we were too busy. His flight home because we were too busy partying. And then she got pregnant that night. So she lives over there now with him and the baby.
Sounds like you didn't miss his flight.
Yeah, sounds like
His
the
timing
flight
was
came
just
for him. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You have to think like what could have been, you know.
Yeah. I wonder if
but
they
then-
tell their kid that story.
I don't know. I mean, she's about 10 now, so she would understand it.
Let me tell you the tale of the late TSA check-in.
Yeah. So yeah, and I'm sure I have other times as well. God, don't ask me to remember anything ever.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You just mix that up. Well, I asked too because it's always interesting to me. Like, obviously we export a bunch of stuff, and the issue you picked here is from 2004, May 2nd to the 8th. It's the finale of Friends, and side note, although Friends was big here, I found it to be way more popular in like the UK, are like 100 times more popular than it was here. Like just an institution ingrained in people. And like Seinfeld was the big show here, and like nobody watched Seinfeld outside of the US.
We kind of watched Seinfeld a little bit, and I did like it back in the day. I hate it now because I hate him, and because
He's such a piece of shit.
He can suck a dick, honestly. Yeah, he's such a piece of shit in so many ways. But Jerry Seinfeld, this is a call out. I will kill
I'll
you.
back you up on that one.
No, I'm not gonna kill anybody, especially Jerry. Anyway, but like, yeah. I
think you could.
I definitely could. I mean, there's no contest.
He would not put up a fight there. Yeah.
No, not at all. He's not. He's used to dealing with younger girls, so it wouldn't be an issue for me. Sorry, sidetrack. But yes, I have definitely noticed, especially listening to TV Guidance Counselor, I'm like, Friends is not really that big a deal for them. It is a huge deal, and still, like, to this day, it's still, I wouldn't say it's as much as The Simpsons, but almost as much as The Simpsons, that it would be quoted, or that you would, like, there's vocal stims that have come from it and stuff like that. Like, whenever someone these days says 7 more than once, I'm like, 7, 7, 7. Or, I mean, I have a tattoo from Friends.
What is it?
There's an episode. Yeah, just let me take my clothes off. No, there's an episode where Rachel and Phoebe wants a tattoo. Rachel goes with her for moral support, even though she's like, oh my God, I would never get a tattoo. It's so whatever. And Ross would never let me get a tattoo. I've always wanted one. Ross is such a piece of shit. And then
he's such a whiny little bitch. I
he's
don't know why anyone liked him on the show.
He's the worst. I recently watched Twin Peaks for the first time, and I was like, James is the Ross of, or Ross is the James.
Yes, very good observation. Very good observation. Ross is James without the musical ability.
Yes, yeah. Which, I mean, in the end, like that music now is just going to annoy me no matter how good it is. But yeah, so they go. Phoebe chickens out. So her whole thing was she was going to get a Lily because her mother Lily killed herself, and then she chickens out, and so she just gets a little blue dot. And Phoebe's like, "Oh, I still got a tattoo. This is how my mother who killed herself sees the world from heaven." And then Rachel had gotten a tattoo in the end. And then she's like giving out. She's like, that's not a tattoo. That's not a tattoo. This is a tattoo. And she's showing her tattoo. And then Ross comes in and he goes, you got a tattoo? And Rachel goes, yeah, but only a little one. Phoebe got the whole world. And it's just such a fun, like, quotable experience. But I have the little heart that Rachel got. I should get the little blue dot. I should get that.
Yeah, you should have both sides. And
I should have both.
Get everything.
Yeah.
But it's so I think you said you obviously visited before you started watching that show, although you're at 1, so it was probably after. But I always am interested in how that colors like your expectations of how things are, because Friends, not the most reflective of the actual American experience.
I wouldn't, and I don't know that I ever would have. To be honest, I grew up on so much American TV, and like even, as a child, because like I'm talking that from as a baby. Whereas, this issue is 2004, so I'm like 14 by this stage. It's interesting. I'll come back to the timing of this in a second. But
sure.
Yeah, sorry, I have ADHD.
That's what this is for.
It's abundantly clear. But I think I grew up on so much American TV that I just saw it as that's what TV is. I don't think I was like, oh wow, I'd love to go to America and experience, well, then again, I do still to this day want to experience orange soda the way that Kel experienced orange soda, because we have orange soda, but they made it look like the nectar of the gods in that show.
You also, part of it is being
Kel.
African American, I think. There's a sort of cultural thing to that.
Is there?
So
Okay.
if you can figure that one out.
There you go. Yeah, I see. And that's the thing is, I'm not going to do the whole, like, I don't see colour. But I grew up on Keenan and Kel and Sister Sister and so on. So it didn't occur to me that I was watching African American TV. It was just TV. So it wouldn't have, it was only when probably in my teens that I was like, wow, one black character in Friends, that's not great. That's not fantastic. No. But other than that, I don't think I was ever thinking that it should be or was reflective of life. I was just kind of like, this is television. Probably I just didn't see it as a world out there. I'm very main character syndrome, honestly. Still to this day. So, yeah.
No, that's not too dissimilar to like my own experience, believe it or not. Like, but being in Boston was a million miles away from that stuff. So, it's funny, like if I go, when I'm out in LA and everything feels familiar and I'll realize I'm like, what I think the Midwest is like is this California side street with palm trees just out of frame. I don't know what it's actually like. I've never been there. So it's not that dissimilar. And so by 2004, I think I just moved back from London. So I missed like the early 2000s phenomena of a lot of these shows.
Okay.
And I watched Friends the first couple years and then kind of just lost interest. I really didn't like Ross. And I really liked, who's the woman, Helen something he was getting married to, who's English and was on Cold Feet. Emily. Yeah. I really liked her because I liked that show Cold Feet. And I was like, she's not treating her right. I can't watch this.
Yeah. Well, fair play to you. But now, in fairness, okay, I don't know what the age difference is, but I'm going to assume that, you see, that's the thing, is that I would have only around 14 or 15 be kind of being like coming to that conclusion, whereas before, it is kind of not framed that way until now. It's only now that people are looking back. They're like, first of all, it hasn't aged well. It hasn't aged well at all. And also Ross is kind of an abusive, manipulative, toxic narcissist.
Sure.
I'm rewatching Malcolm in the Middle at the moment, and that has aged so well. And I'm like, by comparison, there's still a lot of fat phobia, and I'm not loving that. But other than that, it's really progressive. Like, it's quite feminist. And even when it's not feminist, it's in a very kind of like, God, look at these idiots kind of way.
Right.
So I'm really impressed with that. But the fact that it didn't age well, I don't think, I'm definitely not a separate the artist from the art kind of gal, but I do think that, like, if something is a real nostalgia for you in that sense, and it's not as if every single person involved was a horrible person, I think it's okay to still like these things. So yeah, but it was a weird time for me, 2004, because I lived in Brussels for 1 year when I was 12, 13. It's very developmental, very formative age. And so I was actually, when you asked me which one do I want to do, I was just going by the covers. So I just went for Friends and only realised the date afterwards. And then I was like, wait, this year, I probably, if I was watching TV, I don't really remember it. I have a very visual mind. So same. I picture watching TV as a child, I'm in my family home front room, when my dad still lives there, so that's why I said my dad's. My mom was there at the time. They're separated now. Let's not get into it.
The story checks out, guys. I looked into it. It's true.
It's fine. Everybody's very happy. But yeah, so when I imagine watching Friends, it's in that house or in my grandmother's house and stuff like that. When we lived in Brussels, myself and my sister didn't really watch as much TV. We watched a lot of music videos in the morning, Scuzz, MTV, VH1, Kerrang, all that stuff. So when I have this weird talent that now when a song comes on, if it came out in 2003, I can tell you that. Nothing else, no other songs, just 2003 songs. If it came out that year, I'm like, oh, Crazy in Love. That came out in 2003.
I actually, similarly, 2003, when I was living in London, I lived in like I was basically squatting under a stairwell in a flat in South London above a chip shop and a brothel.
This sounds so cool, by the way. What a cool life.
It wasn't as cool as it sounds. But we did have, for some reason, it had satellite digital cable, and it wasn't Krang. It was like, there was a channel that was like Punk UK or something, and they had like about 6 videos that they showed all the time. So those 6 videos just over and over and over again, or Skater Boy. That's pretty much 2003 for me.
After my own heart. I loved Avril Lavigne. I used to be such a music girly. I'm not so much anymore now these days. It's podcasts all the time, but I loved music, and I had like a little notebook that I wrote down lots of like my favorite lyrics in. I know it's weird that I wasn't diagnosed with neurodivergence until so late in life. It's strange.
It just sounds cool to me, so.
Yeah, but it was very Avril Lavigne heavy, that lyrics notebook. Very, very, very. But yeah, it was just weird then trying to envision like the what would I watch or what, you know, like the nostalgia of it even. And then another strange thing that I noticed was now if someone asks me to choose what to watch, because I watch a lot of TV, I've always been a TV gal. I watch TV the way people read books, and I'm a TV producer at the moment, and so it's all like intertwined. I do watch a lot of TV, but these days obviously with like streaming, we have whatever we want to watch, so you're not going to a TV guide, you're just going whatever you want to watch. And so when someone tells me, oh, have a look at what's on and tell me what you want to watch, that actually reminds me and places me in my mother's current house, because I would only be doing that in my mom's house. You know, it would only be because she's with me and we're like, okay, what we watch, it has to be something that we'd both watch, you know, which doesn't necessarily have a lot. It has some, but not a lot. So that's what was weird, is reading this TV guide. I was like, am I in my mom's or am I in my dad's? Am I in Brussels? Where am I?
Have I broken the time-space continuum by being in 3 places at once?
Yeah.
It's very strange. And like, we do live in the world now where I always say, like, you can watch absolutely whatever you want to watch as long as you already know what you like, which is kind of good and bad.
Yeah.
But the sort of, like, here's what it is, watch it or not aspect of sort of, this isn't premillennium, but mostly premillennium stuff, where we end up getting exposed to a lot of stuff we probably wouldn't have picked to watch, or we didn't know we would have ended up really liking, and kind of stumble upon a lot of stuff.
Absolutely, because this experience has made me go, like, there's a few things that are on my list that I'm like, never heard of it, any good? Should I watch it now? So
nice. And you can. That's the cool part. You could just pull it up and watch it, which is like, as a TV obsessed kid, that was my favorite thing ever. Like, living in the future where this is a possibility. Like, I'm like, I can't believe this. It's a science fiction future we live in.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great. It is, like, it's great. I mean, there's so much wrong with it, but it's fantastic in lots of ways.
Yeah. It's the trade-offs. Not really worth it.
How dystopian is it that it's like, yeah, the world's on fire, but you can watch whatever you want whenever you want.
If you want to watch Malcolm in the Middle, like right now, you can do it. People don't have rights and everyone's dying, but it's fine.
It's like, can you please watch Malcolm in the Middle instead of doing anything about the situation that we put you in? Okay, fine, I will.
Fine. Just give me more bread and circuses. I've had Dave Higgins from Malcolm in the Middle on the show, who's the victim of many of the fat-shaming jokes.
Oh, no. Okay, so he's Craig.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, because
he's a comedy writer. That's
the first one, because I'm watching it and I'm like, Hal is actually so progressive. Like, he loves Lois so much. He's like, you know, he is... Even there's the episode with the Dewey's taking a handbag to school, and he's like, look, I don't love it, but at the same time, let him have his purse, you know, like that kind of thing. And whereas Ross can't even handle... No, I would never get a male nanny, honestly, but for different reasons than Ross. But I think that, like... The Craig, the first time that I kind of encountered, because I had immediately, as soon as I started the rewatch, I was like, this is aged much better than Friends. And it was
100%.
It was the episode where Hal starts bullying Craig, and it's just all based on his size. And I'm just like, but Hal's so nice. And I know that obviously Hal's whole thing is that he's eccentric, and the things that he cares about, they are weird. But like, it just doesn't feel like him to be so cruel. You know, but like, I suppose at the time it wasn't seen as that. It was just seen as I deserve it.
Well, it kind of was though. So first of all, I do want to recommend a movie. Dave Foley from The Kids in the Hall. I'm a huge Kids in the Hall fan. He didn't participate in Brain Candy the movie because he had quit the group, and so he wrote his own movie at this time, 96, called The Wrong Guy. And he plays a guy who thinks he's accused of murder, but he's not. So he's on the run, but no one is looking for him, which is really funny. But Dave Higgins plays this like FBI guy who's kind of on the, like, chasing him, but he's really just doing it because he can do a bunch of stuff he wants to do and expense it to the FBI. So he's like going to Broadway shows and like ordering cotton. It's such a funny character. It's very good. It's very fun. Wrong guy.
Wrong guy.
The thing that's always interesting to me too, especially people I've talked from Ireland, the first time they see a TV guide, which I assume this is probably the first time you've seen an American TV guide.
I imagine so. I don't see, unless like I spied one when we were over at some stage or something like that.
It's a supermarket.
But I will say that this was a sensory nightmare for me. I hate you. You're an evil man, and I'll see you in court. It was
long gone. It's all worked out. Yeah, and I will say 97 to 2004 also I consider to be the world's worst era for graphic design and fonts.
Yeah.
So it's real Monster Energy drink, WWE, greens and yellow. But it's also incredibly overwhelming because the RTE guide that I would see from like a similar era, it's like, even if you had cable, it's like 7 channels kind of.
Yeah. I mean, now we grew up, I did have I don't know exactly when we got it, but I do remember us having Sky from pretty early. And so it was either you either had Nickelodeon or you had Cartoon Network. That was the rivalry in our. And the thing is that like when I tell people that these days, it's like, oh, okay, you grew up rich. It's like, no, we actually were quite. I mean, we were very lucky, very, very privileged. I'm not like saying like, I'm not trying to do the whole like, no, I had nothing. But there were times
we only had Cartoon Network.
Yeah, but and as well as that, my dad was involved. So my dad, have you heard of the TV license?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have it there, but like it's a whole joke here that like when the TV license comes around that you lie and you say that you don't have a TV or blah blah blah. Blah,
I'm
right?
blind. I only do black and white.
Yeah, all that stuff, right? And there was ages where there was jokes on TV about it and stuff. And my dad actually went. I think and now you see, I have recently asked him about this, and he's like, "You've got that story all wrong. I'm remembering this as child, like whispers that I've just kind of misremembered over the years." But in my memory, he went to jail for a night because he didn't pay his TV license. But he told the TV license inspector that he's not going to pay it until there is Irish language programming for his daughters. And so he was one of, like, obviously lots of other people were involved in making TG Ceathair happen. And I now work for a production company that works for TG Ceathair. So it's very full circle in the Gaeilge thing. And yet, like, we had it, but I was still watching Nickelodeon. Like, I wasn't watching TG Ceathair, like, growing up.
It's the in thing.
Yeah, I wasn't really,
We should have TV licenses here. It's a brilliant idea. Like, it's, then you're not beholden to advertisers and super rich guys as much. And it's like they can take risks and do interesting programming, which is why for the most part Irish and English shows tend to be better quality, or had been significantly for a number of years before we kind of figured out a subscription model.
Yeah, 100%. Like, and I totally agree with you, because I do find that there's so little risk taking in TV making these days. It's a nightmare. But yeah, RTE, and again, I have to say it, like, this isn't just because I love Gaeilge and because like I would do work for them and stuff, but TG Ceathair, like, the stuff that they make has always been just incredible. Like, the quality of the documentaries and anything that TG Ceathair has ever made is unreal. And now that's because I make it, but at the time,
obviously,
it wasn't always.
I mean, that was implied. and none of that stuff oddly ever makes it over here. Like, even in like the big Irish cities like Chicago, Boston, like none of that stuff. It's like, it's almost like they're like, oh, you think you're Irish? Watch this. And they'll be like, I don't understand anything. Yeah. And it's just like, so I've never really seen any of it.
I did see somewhere, there was Ballykiss Angel is somewhere on the TV guide. I've never watched a bar of it. I have no idea. Like, so you could tell me that that's actually, like, that is Irish, right? Or is it Irish produced? Is it about Irish people? I don't know what it is.
I think it's about like a brothel, if I'm remembering right. And it's like, I think it's set in Ireland, but I think it's a BBC or Channel 4 production. That's
okay. We will have that. I mean, like, look, their media is good.
I'll allow it.
yeah. Their media is good.
But it was like, it was a little bit of a phenomenon here for a while because they were like, ooh, it's kind of sexy. They could get away with stuff on TV over there.
Yeah. Well, it's weird to be getting away with anything sexy on TV over here for a long time. Still, kind of, to be honest, like the things that we do proposals for. Like I get a lot of, even the documentary that I did a few years ago, The Irish for Sex. It's like it was on RTE, and it's like the reason that it was called that is because Irish people respond to seeing sex, whether it's on the TV guide, on their screens, or in their hands on a book or whatever, you know. So, yeah, still in that. But maybe I should look up Ballykiss Angel though, because like you see, this is the thing: is this whole experience has like brought me loads of stuff that I'm like, I should watch this just to know what's going on, you know. I want to watch all the classics.
I'm breaking my own rule. We're not looking something up, but someone of note, like a person who went on to fame, was on that show. Like someone unexpected.
An Irish person.
Who was it? It's I don't know if it was. Let me see. I feel like it was an actor or an actress that I was like, oh, they were on that. Let me see. Main cast. I'm not remembering any names.
There's every
here.
chance that it was an English actor, even if it's about Irish.
Oh, Colin Farrell.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, Colin Farrell.
Yeah, my God.
He's in 2 series of it.
Love Colin Farrell.
But it is set in Ireland. Yeah, Padraig O'Kelly. I think it might be set in Ireland.
Yes, sounds like it. Sounds like it.
But also, it's incredibly overwhelming because not only is there a ton of channels, but I didn't realize this. I think it was Dermot who pointed this out to me. We do our listings like all by the hour and not like, here's everything on this channel for the day.
It was so stressful.
Like, here's all the channels at 8 o'clock.
It was so stressful. But then this is the annoying thing, is that I think that here's all the things that would be on this channel. That would actually be annoying. You do want to see all the channels, what's on at 8, and that's how your Sky thing is laid out and stuff when you're surfing. Yeah. But it was the fact that it's taking place across these pages, but now on this page, the next page, this is its own page, and this other one is its own page. Yeah. And also now here's the same listings again, just in a different format. And also when I was trying to go through like the actual content of it, there was so many. It was like I genuinely felt like I was having a stroke. I was like, am I after? Because there was you know, one page would be like, here's what we recommend that you watch this week, right? And then I'd go down, there'd be an ad for flower. 3 pages of ads for flowers, by the way. What the hell? And then I'd go down.
I think it's May, so it's Mother's Day. Oh, it's near Mother's Day. So
yeah, May 10th. That's when my mum celebrates it as well. My grandmother celebrated on the American one because that's the religious one. And that's what we do.
Yes.
With my mum as well, so that's good. But yeah, okay, so that makes sense with the flowers. But yeah, I would go down after this, like this. Here's our top picks, and then I'd go down a few pages, and it's like, here's our top picks, and then there's another page. Yeah. I was like, here's what you should watch this week, and it was all different.
Here's the real top picks.
Yeah, I was like, what? And then there was like, there's an interview with Will Shatner. That's fine. There's an interview with Frasier, not Kelsey Grammer, Frasier.
In character.
Which is, I mean, kind of iconic. Fuck that guy. Also, he sucks. But, you know, it's kind of iconic that you make someone do an interview in their character. That's really cool. And I think that's almost very now-ish. Like, a lot of people, they do improv and they only act as, they only do interviews of their character and stuff. So, interesting.
It's like a performance art piece.
But yeah, it was horrible.
I presume you've enjoyed the video of him falling in a hole.
I have not. Thank you.
You haven't seen it?
I'm making a list live of things to look up after.
It is amazing. So he's doing a play, and he just I think there was a trapdoor in the stage that they didn't lock right, and he falls in. Oh my gosh. And you hear him go, oh, good Lord, I'm badly injured. Because everyone's laughing because they think it's part of the show. He's like, I'm actually quite hurt.
I don't tend to like that kind of comedy that is just like people hurting themselves. As in, I like slapstick, but I don't like people genuinely hurting themselves.
Depends on the person.
And also depends on if they give you one, like that's a vine, you know, like that's a little, that's a sound bite. That's something that, again, anything that's going to be a vocal stim for me. So now I'm going to be like, I'm going to look it up immediately after this. Now, anytime that I get in any way hurt, I'll be like, I'm actually quite hurt.
I'm quite badly injured here. Yes. Oh my God. There's a full page editor for Trim Spa, which was Anna Nicole Smith, who I don't know if she made her way over across the sea there.
She did, and one of the shows that I've picked is about her.
So she was like one of the first, like basically reality TV murdered her.
Yeah, 100%.
This poor woman.
Yeah, such a tragic.
And it's weird seeing this ad with like, hey, be thin, trim spa, but then also here's like a sexy Wicked Game looking ad.
Yeah, which
strange.
page is this? Because I want to just like be looking at
This is on page
page
7 of the PDF.
Trims. Yeah. Get the attention you deserve. Trim Spa. Be envied. Wow. It's just like, how on earth. This is. Thank God that because I grew up obviously at the time when all of this was very, and don't get me wrong, I wasn't immune to it by any stretch. I of course had an eating disorder and so on. But like I escaped it for the most part because it wasn't as kind of like constant or toxic, you know. Every now and then my mum would be like, I hate my arms. That's about it. Whereas I have lots of, I mean, it's just crazy looking back and being like, how much it was shoved down our throats. Like, you know, fat Monica, right? Like, she's about my size.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
She's a loser. Look at her.
Yeah.
Now she's cool.
And I'm about, like, I'm a little bit, maybe a teeny bit smaller than her. Like, I wouldn't count her as fat. Not that fat is bad, by the way. Fat's not bad at all. But, like,
right.
I wouldn't see her as fat. Bridget Jones, etc., etc., etc. And, like, yes, Anna Nicole Smith.
The Bridget Jones one, I'm like, are you out of your mind?
I know.
Like,
and Anna Nicole Smith,
here?
it was such a story of that because there was such fluctuation in her weight and so on. I do have her, one of the shows that I've chosen somewhere, I did kind of put it because it's about her, and then there's just a look into my personality as to why I would want to look at that. So we can come back to it later if you'd want.
Yeah, we'll get there when we go back. Yeah. So then there's The Insider. There's a thing about Bill O'Reilly here, who's a real piece of shit. He's like our Fox News guy who is like a political commentator, but he used to be a local news anchor here in Boston, and everybody hated him. You might have seen, there's a meme video of him going, fuck it, we'll do it live. If you've ever seen that guy flipping out, that's him. Yeah. He's a real dirtbag. Yeah. Oh, great guy. And when I worked at our local NBC station, the videotape library guys had like compilations of embarrassing things from him. Because like, if you're the news anchor and you're a dick to everyone, they're going to keep everything.
I mean, you be nice to the editors. Be nice to everybody, but the editors, they can make you look so bad if they want, you know, so.
Yes, and keep things alive forever. Then there's a cool little article in here, like a contemporary article about Gilmore Girls. And this is a show that I never watched when it was on and kind of watched over the pandemic and really loved. Yeah. So I kind of missed this whole thing. So it's kind of interesting just seeing how it was like presented when it was actually on the air. It was kind of funny for me. Yeah,
that's another one that was quite big here. I don't know, was it big in America, but it was quite big here. Or maybe it wasn't, and it was just that my auntie loved it. Because a lot of this stuff, I started watching Friends because my auntie had the complete DVD box sets, or like probably VHS at some stage. Gilmore Girls, similarly, like she just loved it, so we watched it. And then I did do a rewatch a few years ago, and I was like, these bitches are so annoying.
Oh yeah, I mean, Rory's terrible.
Yeah, and I say that like I'm a girl's girl. I didn't like how it made me unfeminist.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Then there's like one of the most inappropriate jokes I've maybe ever seen in a TV guide. Right next to the William Shatner interview, there's a little piece about the SpongeBob SquarePants TV arcade games pack. So it's like a little portable Game Boy Advance games thing. But the headline is Spongeworthy. And this is a reference to a Seinfeld episode where Elaine has a contraceptive sponge that she uses that they've discontinued. So she won't have sex with certain guys because she doesn't want to waste the ones that she's banked. So it was like, is somebody sponge worthy or not? Was like, are they worth having sex with? And they've used this as the title. Like, it's like someone just heard it and didn't know what it was in reference to. And they're like, kids playing Game Boy, yeah, sponge worthy.
So, okay, so what you're telling me about Friends with Seinfeld is like that, that Seinfeld was the Friends. So it is the kind of thing that it would be in the zeitgeist. Everyone would be saying Spongeworthy's.
Oh, yeah.
That is crazy. That is crazy town. Oh, my God. especially about
It's not an obscure reference. Like
kids.
people would know Spongeworthy.
Yeah. Because I wouldn't at all. And to be honest,
Yeah.
I don't think I would even have thought twice about it. But then when you said that it's an inappropriate joke, it made me realize I don't even know what it would mean other than that. Like, I'm like, what does sponge-worthy mean?
You're gonna just wash them off, like
Yeah,
what?
what?
It's like no. So they're basically saying like, is this Game Boy worth screwing?
Yeah. Would you fuck this Game Boy?
And you know the answer for me, no. It definitely
I
doesn't look.
probably would. SpongeBob
It's not
SquarePants.
sexy.
I love SpongeBob SquarePants
No.
so much, though. And Hot's Goodward, you know, he might be in there, so
Yeah.
you might get a go.
Yeah. Then we have an article here about he who I will not name, and I didn't even want to read this article because weirdly, it's an article about how to calibrate your TV's color settings,
Yeah.
but they use a photo of the worst human to ever walk the face of the earth. And it's just I was like, okay, not looking at that.
I did find this interesting, though, as an article. I found it really, I was like, oh, they're doing little, because this is very, I don't know, it's a kind of at the turn of technology or something like that, you know? So
Yeah.
it is nice that they're like, hey, you're probably watching garbage. It doesn't need to be that way. Change it. So that's nice. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, and they were always really good about this. 2004 is about when TV Guide really went downhill and became more just like a kind of a PR rag. But they did used to write really interesting technology articles. And if you're kind of like a nerd for sort of the evolution and history of television, like in 1978, they're writing about flat screens and they're writing about satellite TV
yeah.
and they're writing about interactive TV. And like there's really interesting takes on this stuff, decades before they were rolled out. So this is kind of in that, in the realm of that. But also it's like, this is before the motion smoothing where if you go over anyone over the age of 60's house, you have to reset their TV settings, which I do. And it does drive my father insane.
Fair play. I don't do any of that. I don't know anything about any of that. But yeah, I like it. It's interesting as
walk
well.
in, it looks like garbage.
Well, yeah. But you see, these days, I don't like... I've gone over to friends' houses and they've just gotten like a massive, big new TV, HD. And I hate that. Like, I'm like, I don't want to feel like they're in the room. And it doesn't feel like they're in the room. It feels like they're through a window. It's this really strange...
You're looking in their window, you're peeping.
I don't even mind that. I'm a bit of a pervert, but no, I don't know. There's something about it. It was Peaky Blinders was on their TV. This is a few years ago, and I was like, I don't like it. It's too sharp. Also, as well as a TV producer, I'm like, can we leave some stuff so that it's not going to look garbage on TV? You know, you need to be able to make a set cheaply these days. So, I don't know. I want that nice bit of middle ground, you know?
It's interesting, like, how Netflix and the streamers have kind of ruined how TV looks in a lot of ways because they dictate a very flat look that they want for the very reason that they want it to look basically equally as bad on everybody's TV setup. That there's no difference. They're like, just make it real bland and flat and then everyone will see the same thing. And then now people like produce stuff that way. Exactly. And it's like...
it's like, again, another thing that I'm noticing while watching Malcolm in the Middle. I'm like, this house that they live in looks lived in. It looks like a home. Mm-hmm. It looks, and then there's every now and then, now maybe it's because I'm watching it on Streamio on a laptop, but there's like this twinkle in their eye that like, it doesn't matter what quality you're watching it on. It doesn't matter. You're still getting this weird like look in their eyes. It's very, I don't know. I kind of, maybe I'm being like romanticizing the nostalgia of it or anything. But you were discussing on one of the episodes of the podcast where you were like, there was an ad for a flat screen and it was like really expensive basically.
Oh yeah.
So there's that
they're
too.
like $5,000-$6,000 and now you can buy like 100-inch HD television for less than $1,000.
Yeah, totally.
It's bonkers. And it's funny too, like where I live there's a lot of old houses, old for America, like 100-year-old houses. And when you look at new technology, like when you look at a thing like a sci-fi thing, it'll be everything in the person's house is from the future. There's no old stuff. It's like all technology brand new. And that's not how it would be. It would be like a house with old stuff and like one or two new, like a robot in the middle of like a Victorian house, right? So walking around, like if I was walking the dogs at night, you'd see like an old, 100-year-old house and then this giant wall-sized TV you can see through the window, and it's so weird.
Yeah, totally. But the house
weird.
The house that I'm in is like, I think about 200 years old. And obviously, like, there's lots of modern stuff that I have in here, but there's also stuff that you'd never take away, for God's sake. You'd want it to look lived in and weird. And
no.
I mean, it's all made of wood. It could go up in flames at any time, any given time.
Same here. Taste, death, live life. That's the thrill.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's got like, it's very, Anyway, I did like that article, despite who was in it. It was so good you were able to look past it. Yeah.
Then there's the article about Friends and how it's ending, and there's pages and pages. The thing that stuck out to me was the famous Friends. So it's like when celebrities guest starred on the show, and this was the era that totally passed me by, and I got the impression like so much of this seemed like just stunts, that like the episodes weren't that good. It would be like, hey, what are the writers in this episode? And it was kind of like, I don't know, I feel like it would take you out of it.
Yeah, I guess the first time that I remember that, because like you see now, and when I'm doing rewatches, which Friends is kind of like a comfort food. It's kind of like I would put it on just to have on in the background. That or Hamilton. I have to watch Hamilton 6 times a year or I'll die. But you do see, I think probably the first time that they tried to do it was Billy Crystal and Robin Williams, and it was that they were just there probably doing improv, and that immediately the crowd, the live studio audience is like, wow, and so it doesn't matter what they say, it's just like they're here. But I didn't notice it at that stage. The first time I remember clocking it while it was happening is Bruce Willis just arriving. It's like, yay, it's Bruce Willis. It's like, okay.
But he's playing a character. Yeah. No, he isn't.
Yeah. He's one of the best.
Like,
he's one of the best characters. So I loved Paul. Paul's great.
He's such a weird phenomenon because he was a TV star here.
Yeah.
He was just a TV star. And then no one would have pegged him to become like an action movie star. It was very strange, especially on the show he got famous on. There was like 4 or 5 other people in that show that you would be like, that'll be the movie star or that person.
Really?
And then it ends up being him. Is so weird. So when I think that was the first time he came back to television was in that episode.
Yeah.
Which was a big deal.
Yeah. You could tell from the crowd reaction. They were like, wow. But I love him. He's like, you're the man. You're the man in the mirror. It's great. And that is one of the...
Same with Clooney. Like, Clooney was a TV guy and then,
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, he I would peg as a movie star.
Yeah, and you see, I don't know Bruce Willis at all in TV. Like, when I think of Bruce Willis, I do think movie star, and I only think of TV with Friends. I will say, though, like, that, with Paul was one of those... Like, I hate Ross's character, but Ross was one of the funniest. Like, he had some of the funniest lines, and that... the way, like, his dealing with Paul... Like, I hate the whole storyline of him dating a student and all that stupid stuff. But I did love the interactions with Paul. I think that, like, that's great. Bruce Willis, like, I don't think that, the way that he's currently sick and it's, it's not looking good for him, but he's paid his dues and everything like that. And I don't know that I'd be as sad if it weren't for my attachment to him through Paul.
Through Friends. Yeah, he was like annoying to people before he became a movie star because he used to do wine cooler ads.
Oh my God.
And like Diet Coke ads where he'd be like a smarmy guy playing pool. He'd be like, wine cooler. He put out a blues album where he wrote and recorded songs as a character he created.
Oh my gosh.
Called Bruno, who plays the harmonica. And it's ridiculous.
I'm gonna just get my pen.
Yeah.
Bruno. So there's Kelsey Grammer falling.
Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis, The Return of Bruno is an album he put out in like 85.
Oh my God.
There's videos. If you thought it was like performance art, it would be brilliant, but instead it's just like the most embarrassing dad rock, just cringy. It's great.
I love it. I need it. I need it in my life. So I'm learning so much. Thank you. I don't think there's even that many years between us, but like, there's just so much to
No, I think we're of similar age.
learn. Yeah, exactly. I don't think that, it's very, I suppose there's the difference. It's like the cultural difference, because I would never have known any of that. Whereas Colin Farrell, you thinking that it's surprising that Colin Farrell's our guy. He's our main guy. He's in everything.
But see, he's a movie star. I'm like, oh yeah, Colin Farrell's a movie star.
Yeah.
And like, no, he's like a TV guy that did some movies.
Yeah. But I mean, Colin Farrell's have you ever heard of Colin Meaney?
Yes.
Yeah, Colin Meaney he's the one, him and Brendan Gleeson. It's like, if there's an Irish movie, they're in it. That's it. Like, they're in it, you know.
He's in The Commitments, right? Colin Meaney? It's curly hair.
Exactly, that's it. Yeah, and you see, this is the thing. Is
he was
Colin
on a Star
Meaney
Trek.
He was. But Colin Meaney, he's very much like Irish guy, Irish movies, and Star Trek. Thank you. I forgot that.
That's what people know him from here.
Yeah, well, of course, that makes sense. Yeah, I never watched Star Trek. I am thinking I should watch it now. I think I'd enjoy it. No, you hate it.
Well, see, I was always a horror guy. I was like a horror and punk rock and comedy guy, and not super into sci-fi. And Star Trek this will sound horrible, but was so utopian to me.
Yeah.
It seemed really boring. And I've watched it now as an adult, like partially because my wife likes it and she watched a bunch of the series. And then also I would get hired to run Q&As at like conventions, and it would be a lot of like actors from Star Trek things. So I'm like, all right, I kind of have to study up. And there's some decent stuff. I do enjoy the weird 60s like psychedelic horniness of the original series is just kind of bizarre. But like Next Generation, I could not get into. And doing this show, I've discovered so many people I would not expect always love Star Trek The Next Generation and wrestling. Like, they go hand in hand for some reason. And I don't know why.
Wrestling's amazing. Like, and I only discovered wrestling last year. I was dating two wrestlers, but very, 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 very briefly. But it was like, it is amazing. It's like male drag. It's amazing.
Yeah. Oh,
incredible.
yeah.
So that makes sense.
Soap opera plays. And
yeah.
So it was like, oh yeah, I love Star Trek Next Generation and wrestling. I'm like, okay, that tracks.
Yeah.
Speaking of male drag, the next article is about a phenomenon I don't know if you got. And it was one of the first huge reality shows here. And it was called American Chopper. And it was this father and son who made like custom motorcycles.
Oh my God.
They're ridiculous.
Their motorcycle is like Spider-Man. I love it.
Yes. Yeah. And there's a meme of these guys that I see all the time where it's like the guy yelling at a cat, and it's like 3 sections. It's the guy with the handlebar mustache, and he's like, "You don't do this, you do this," and that's this guy.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I do recognize. Now that you've said that, I do recognize them. But I know I've never seen this. Is it like fun, campy, tongue in cheek, or is it like toxic masculinity?
Sort of. It's like father and son arguing, and it's so clearly like scripted reality TV. And it's like, we gotta get this bike build done by Friday for the client, and it'll be like a celebrity who's actually like some wrestler or something. And I think they're in Vegas. Like the one time I was in Vegas, which is maybe my least favorite place in the history of the world. Okay. Like the more low rent casinos, because they hadn't really updated their stuff in a while, would have like, in our grand prize, you could win this custom American Chopper bike. Have like poker chips and like,
cool.
Yeah.
I will say like the difference culturally between America and here, besides the very, very obvious like political doomsday stuff that we could
all
mention.
The guns.
But like besides that, it's like everything's bigger, you know? And so that, like, I mean, the idea of being able to go to a casino, when I went to play bingo or the slot machines with my nana, it was like you could win a Barbie, maybe, or a teapot.
Yeah, the fruit machine.
Yeah, we used to call them the snot machines. It was great. Yeah, but back when you could actually allow a 4-year-old to gamble, do you know what I mean? But
oh yeah, totally normal. There's actually a really great, not to give you more things to watch, but there's a really great documentary. It's like a 5-part documentary that our PBS station here in New England made, and they're like our BBC. Okay. And it's about the creation of the American lottery. And the only reason they did it was to take that away from the mafia and to take it away from Catholic churches who basically created bingo here as a way to fund the churches through gambling.
Wow.
So
Wow.
it's really interesting. And they based it on partially on the Irish lottery as well. But it's really fast. It's like the 6-part thing about them like staking out these mafia guys who were running the numbers, and the whole like the Catholic churches were like, you can't take this from us. And they were like, we can't, we're the government.
That sounds right up my street. I know you don't even, we haven't even gotten into what I would watch, so you don't even know what I would watch, but that,
oh yes,
I would watch
yes.
that.
It's great. I'm surprised no one's done like a fictionalized version of it, because it's just like ripe for a billion funny stories.
Will I just look up PBS American Lottery documentary?
Yeah, the American Lottery, the numbers. Yeah. It's called like the numbers, which is actually what it was called here. The numbers. The numbers. And there's, before we get to the listings, there's a show I have to mention, because this is one of the shows I missed when I wasn't living in the US. And it was, despite 20 plus years of reality TV, this one still absolutely shocks me. And it was called The Swan. Yeah. It's on page 25 here.
Oh,
and they took like, and I'm making air quotes, ugly people, because this girl in the before is like very cute. There's nothing wrong with this woman. And they gave them hundreds of thousands of dollars of incredibly painful plastic surgery. There's one, I think it said $250,000 for this woman. And that's the reality show. Like, we took this ugly woman and put her through hell, and look how hot she is now. And that was the show.
Yeah. Ken, I hope that you know that you're explaining that for your listeners only, because I am intimately familiar with The Swan. I watched The Swan so much. So like I said, myself and my mom, like my mom, but I didn't grow up in a household that was like, you must be thin, you must be small. It wasn't like that at all. If anything, I did have one of those Irish grandmothers that was like, eat more potatoes, that kind of thing. So there wasn't really a big concern in that sense. Obviously, I'm not immune. The culture is still the culture, but and the thing is that this was very much the culture, is that we would watch things like The Swan, we would watch America's Next Top Model, and having the girls crying their eyes out because they're getting their heads shaved and dental, like they're having the gaps in their teeth filled out, having some of them having irreversible procedures for a TV show. And it really, really goes to show, because at the time I was sitting there being like, look at her ugly belly. Like, what? Like,
looks awesome now.
What am I on? And like, now I do remember, because a while ago when I was in my mum's, one of the things that we did decide to watch was, there was a documentary about like TV shows that were exploitative or whatever. And one of them did centre on The Swan. And I was like, Mommy, do you remember we used to sit in your bed and watch this? She's like, I would never let you watch this. And I'm like, oh, you did.
Never happened.
Oh, not only did you do that, but you were like, oh, they should get rid of her. They should look at those mutton chops or whatever the fuck should be having stuff.
Fix her nose, Jesus.
But I do remember, not only in our discussion then a few weeks ago when this happened, but also when we were watching it, I do remember the two of us agreeing that actually a lot of them looked better before. And I don't mean like just physically. It's like you look like you've taken some of their sparkle away. Like, everyone isn't supposed to look the same, you know. So it is good that, so we did watch it. I watched a lot of like stuff that should not have been made with my mom. We also loved watching Bad Boys and Cops and like all of those kind of like horrific.
Oh, I mean, I loved Cops.
Yeah.
Now it's so propaganda, I couldn't watch it now. But like this, the paragraph that really stood out to me, and like reality TV at this time was completely insane. There was a competitive eating show where people were eating huge jars of mayonnaise. There was a show where it was like The Bachelor, but the guy was gay and the woman didn't know, and they had to get, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, they did that documentary series. Same, they did that one, and there's one where they tried to convince all the women that he was rich. Their bachelor was rich, but it turned out that he wasn't. It was absolutely crazy.
He was completely broke. So this one says, Kelly got confined to a wheelchair for 8 days after she underwent 23 separate procedures, including breast augmentation, LASIK eye surgery, and ankle, thigh, and knee liposuction.
Yeah.
Kelly couldn't walk because she says, quote, I had a lot of liposuction and my feet swelled up like footballs. The prescription medication Vicodin helped dull the pain, quote, but most of the time you could get away with Tylenol. Amazingly, the worst part for her was the teeth whitening. It felt like little zingers zapping your teeth.
Oh my God. It's just so depressing. Like, Yeah.
It's hell on earth. Like, like I'm all for like a makeup show, like a what not to wear. Like, oh, let's find clothes that accentuate your body type and look good with how you look. Not like let's put you in a wheelchair for 7 days
Yeah.
after we like burned your teeth off.
It was, yeah, actually that documentary that I watched with my mum recently about the Swan, it was like it had the surgeons in it saying, you know, usually it would absolutely not be advised that we would you're supposed to get one surgery and then have weeks off work to recover. Yeah. Like, you're not even supposed to, like, if I get a big tattoo, you're not supposed to do anything else that could mess with your immune system. Right. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's absolutely nuts what they put these women through. Like, it really is like women are experiments at this time in TV. It's, like, crazy. Of course.
And people started watching it, like, to watch people fail. Like, that was when it really turned. You would be like, look at this idiot. Yeah. And that was the downfall. But let's dive in here. Sunday night, what jumped out at you here?
Yeah, and so, okay, I'm glad that you said Sunday, because I do have in my notes, like you said in your email, to start with Saturday. It starts on Sunday. I hope that's okay.
Yes.
I'm starting with Sunday.
So here's the thing that happened. TV Guide was always Saturday to Friday night. That was their week. And in 2004, they switched Sunday starting. So
yeah,
my fault.
No, that's totally okay. It's just like, I think it's because I was already so overwhelmed by the thing. I was like,
yeah, it was not ideal.
Because like you have to scroll so far to get to a new day. So I'm like, how did I miss?
Yeah.
How did I miss it? How am I fancy?
Did I get pranked?
Yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, whatever. And I will note as well that you did say to choose what you would watch these days and not necessarily what you would watch back then. And that a lot of the time there's crossovers, but I don't know that there is crossovers in a lot of these. I'm kind of realizing my taste as really I'm more about watching stuff. Basically, I like watching things about that era of TV. So if I could go back to that era and watch things about the year before that in TV.
Right.
You know? So the first one, 8 p.m. on Sunday that I have is Child Stars, Their Story. All right? It's an hour-long thing about, like, child stars. And I think that is what I would watch these days. And I don't think I would have been interested in that at that time. But I definitely would be like, that's a bit of me. An expose, I'm a big true crime fan and stuff like that. And I do have in my notes that this is an hour long, so at some stage I might switch over to Extreme Makeover for 8:30 Home Edition, but solely because of the wife's dying wish thing, because I am morbid and sentimental is what I have in my notes. So
the best of us are.
Yeah, so basically, like, the little blurb says that he has, like, his he's a widow, or no, his wife's dying wish was to get the house done up.
A man fulfills his late wife's dying wish by helping Ty and the team remodel a widow's home to give her 9 children more room. Did she die giving birth to 9 children?
Oh my God. Do you know the Irish phenomenon? This is very much a, like, viral moment, kind of similar to the We'll Just Do It Live. There's a clip from Irish TV. I can't remember his name, and that's going to annoy me. He used to be a rugby star. Now he's a TV presenter, and it's just the vocal stim, if you will, is 10 siblings. And it's because...
Oh, no.
You haven't seen
but
it.
I can picture it.
Okay, so basically his co-worker is like, so today we interview Paul... he and his 10 siblings, and your man goes, 10 siblings, and then she goes, sadly died. So it's just
live TV, folks.
Yeah, and you just see him going like, like it's so worth a watch. It's really, really good. It's just a few seconds.
I'll have to pull that one up. Now I have a list. The thing about Extreme Makeover Home Edition is the reason it says Home Edition is because Extreme Makeover was a ripoff of The Swan. And originally it was the same show where they would give people all this plastic surgery.
Oh my God.
And then they did like, we're going to do the same thing for people's homes. And then they kind of realized that the just plain Extreme Makeover was horrific. So it just was the Home Edition for like another 10 years. And people totally forgot that Extreme Makeover was originally someone in a wheelchair for 23 days.
Oh my God, good. Yeah, actually, now that you say that, like, that does make sense. I do remember seeing, you know, in the zeitgeist of now, in body positivity and everything like that, that you, when you see lists of the problematic shows, Extreme Makeover was always on it. But this one has a guy with a dying wish, and it's about doing up a house. I mean, that's class.
Nine children.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of horrific stories about aftermath of that show, because either they did a really shitty job, like because they just basically did it so it looked good for a camera for a day, and or it raised the value of the home so much that these people couldn't afford their property taxes and lost their houses.
That's horrific. Like, I mean, that should obviously
and they don't care.
Priced out. Yeah, no, that's too bad. It's too bad. We did it. So, but yeah, so that's what I have down is the child stars thing just kind of jumped out at me. I didn't want to go too obvious, like with The Simpsons. The Simpsons is there.
Yeah.
But, and this is weird, I don't, because it has tiny, by the way, very compact little blurbs, but
oh yes,
I don't recognize the descriptions of the episodes, and that's crazy, because as you've discovered, I have very, very bad memory. I can't remember yesterday, but I have encyclopedic Simpsons memory. Like, I can offer it, you know, do all of the songs and everything like that, so, I didn't recognize those episodes, so I was like, they don't stand out to me. I do have later on, I have a classic in there, you know, so I don't know. Went for child stars.
This is 40 years of the show.
Yeah, exactly.
And in like 2000 2005 is kind of considered like one of the worst periods, I think, of the show. So they probably don't re-air those episodes that much.
Yeah.
A friend of mine wrote the "Man Yells at Cloud" joke on The Simpsons.
Really? Just that one?
Yep. No, he wrote a bunch of stuff for it, but that was the joke he's known for.
That's class. This is terrible as a TV producer and such a TV gal. I don't concern myself with names. I think it's more because of an ADHD thing. I just know that I'm not going to remember these things. So I never paid much attention to it. So it was only when I started like getting into, like, again, caring about it from a creative standpoint as opposed to, you know, as just a consumer, where I might like two shows that were made by the same person and only discover that years later and be like, no wonder I liked those two shows.
Then it makes sense.
You know, so like Succession and stuff like that, that's where I started to kind of really pay attention. And David Lynch, I watched Twin Peaks this year for the first time. And so now I'm like able to say when things are Lynchian, you know?
Did you like it? Because I'm always curious, because people who didn't watch it when it was first on.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, I have, I'll get it down for you at the end here, because everything will fall off my shelf.
Yeah.
But I have a Audrey Horne doll.
Oh my God.
That Sherilyn Fenn made. And she used Audrey Horne's like wardrobe clothes to make it.
I'm so jealous because Audrey Horne's one of my faves. I mean, she is iconic. She is a slut that's concerned with justice, and that is exactly what I am. So I identify hardcore.
It's the ideal world.
Yeah.
So before we go into Monday here, there's one thing I want to point out. Again, I don't remember this at all, but there was a made-for-TV movie called 10.5. And this is prepare for the new West Coast. The big one is only the beginning. So it's this like disaster movie about an earthquake that just destroys the whole West Coast. And it's got Kelly Cacao in it, or however you say her name from Big Bang Theory. Beau Bridges is in it. Kim Delaney. It's like an all-star cast. Stars in this, what probably is a terrible movie about an earthquake that just takes the whole West Coast off.
What's it called?
It's called 10.5.
I hadn't even.
Because that's what it was on the Richter scale.
Noticed that. I will say as well, and I know that, like, I don't mean to just be like. Thank you very much for having me on the podcast. I really am enjoying it as an experience. So I don't mean to give out too much, but I will say that again. I started off being like, I want to just look through absolutely everything that's on, every option, and I am a Libra, and I'm very, very indecisive, and so the idea of having to decide was really, really overwhelming. And so it got, like, you can see in my notes that in the first, I made notes with tables and everything like this. And so the first one, like Monday or Sunday, I do have something for each different time. Ending with, because I wanted to ask you about this one, Girls Incorporated TV auction. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
Girly things girls being auctioned off to the rich girls to raise money for the not so rich girls. I don't know. Slay.
I'm curious what that is myself. Is that on at 9 o'clock?
9:30 on Sunday. But my point being that I, you know, Monday, the reason that I'm saying this is that I'm surprised that I didn't catch this TV movie that you're talking about, because I was reading all of the descriptions, etc., up until probably about halfway through Tuesday. And then by Sunday,
Yeah.
I'm like, 2 movies, bitch, that's it.
Whatever. Done. I'm clocking off. Yeah. No, 10.5. When I first saw the ad for 10.5, because it's a full page ad, I was like, is this another makeover show? We're going to take someone to a 10.5.
We're going to make them
We're
hot.
going to go over the top.
We're going to make them so hot they're ugly again. Yeah.
But only a little bit. We can't go to 11. That would be
Yeah,
ridiculous.
that'd be crazy. Unless the sequel.
How long could they be in a wheelchair for this?
Oh my God.
So Monday, what do you got?
So Monday. So anyway, I hadn't seen that, but I assume that it sounds like a terribly good movie. A good, really,
Yeah.
like it's so
It
terrible
sounds
that it's good.
Awful.
Monday
And I want to watch it now.
at 8. Yeah, exactly. At 8 I have The Simpsons. So this is what I said. You know, earlier I could have put it in, but I didn't recognize it. This one, it's the pool episode. You gotta, you know, Bart's a Hitchcock character. It ends with Martin singing "Summer Winds." It's just a classic, and I can never say no to it. And then also SpongeBob SquarePants is on. And I love SpongeBob. We have it here. I had a friend that was so obsessed with SpongeBob that there was like, if you went over to her house at a certain time to be like, can Neve come out to play today? She'd be like, no, I can't come out tonight. You know that SpongeBob's on. Like, that's, you know,
How dare you?
Yeah. That, like, she can't play while SpongeBob is on. That's what she's doing that night. So
That's fair.
yeah, and TG Carr does do SpongeBob, Oscar, and a few of my friends are voice actors in it. And honestly, I'm not just saying this, I think it's better in Irish. I really do. Because
It has more of a musical quality.
Patrick is called Podrick. I mean, come on. It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the sea shanty aspect of it. You know, it kind of goes that, yeah.
Yeah, at the start, the pirates sing it, because pirates basically are just doing an offensive Irish accent. That's what's happening there.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Simpsons or SpongeBob SquarePants. And then, this is a very nostalgic day so far. It's like, just because. Sabrina the Teenage Witch is what I have for 8:30. Again, nostalgia.
I love that show.
I loved her. I love her wardrobe. And I do sometimes, and I didn't mean for vocal stims to come up so much, but I do sometimes end up quoting it. Like, the standout ones for me are warning, danger, the consequences will be dire. He's one of those great actors that you just see in everything as an extra and never really got, like, I don't know that he ever wanted to be anything but an extra. I think he was great. Probably still is, hopefully. Knock on wood. How are you, sir? Get in touch. Please get in touch with me. The consequences will be dire. And what's the other one? Oh, you don't think I can hear you whispering? I've got 3 tiny bones in my ear. It's very good. So
it was a funny, smart show.
So good.
That was like, didn't really write down to people. And actually, Dave Higgins from Malcolm Noodle was a writer on Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
No way. It's turning out that I'm a big fan of Dave Higgins. There you go. Didn't know.
Yeah, him and his brother who's the announcer on a talk on a nighttime talk show now. But yeah, they were writers, the Higgins boys.
Deadly. And see, I mean, like, there's Salem, like, he is a black cat. I love black cats. Until last year when one of my beautiful babies passed away unexpectedly, I had 2 black cats, both named Blowjob in different languages. Yeah.
English and Irish?
No. I didn't just call a cat Blowjob. That would be animal cruelty.
I was like, respect to that.
No, it's French and Italian, actually. So it was... Okay. Pompino is the Italian and French is Peep, as in P-I-P-E. Peep. So she's the one that's still with me.
Pompino.
Yeah. A little pump. And then Peep, as in P-I-P-E. Pipe.
Yeah.
The French word, blowing pipe, blowjob. Anyway, I love black cats, but yeah, I had Pompino originally. His brother died before, and then I was looking to get him a friend, and the animal shelter, the cat shelter, was like, oh, we do have a new litter of kittens that do need a home, but they're black cats, and we know that you already have a black cat, so you probably don't want. And I'm like, okay, you don't know who you're dealing with, obviously. I grew up on Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
You don't need 2 of them. You already have one that matches outfits.
Yeah,
right?
like,
That's
I'm
how people
not
buy
Angelina
animals.
Jolie.
I need one in every color.
Yeah.
She named all her kids blowjob in various languages too. People don't know that.
Oh my God, I would believe it. She's an icon, and I love her. I love her. But yeah, so I love a black cat. I think they're very witchy. I don't like the fact that people reject them, and so I loved Salem. And Salem is like a stand-up comedian and a cat, and I love that.
Very snarky.
That's me. I identified with that.
And he was played by a stand-up. Nick Bakay, who did the voice, was a writer on the show and was a stand-up as well.
Yeah. And then the remake of Sabrina the Teenage Witch that happened a few years ago, I actually did not care for at all.
No, it was like, we get it. People like Harry Potter. Kids like goth stuff. Come on.
Honestly, what I didn't like about, because I loved gothy stuff. I do like witchy
Me
things.
too.
And I think that they leaned too far into the Archie of it all. It was too sexualized, and that's for me. But I'm like, you're not even trying to hide the fact that she's definitely 16, and you're still doing this really like intense sexualizing of her. Not in a, when I'm watching Malcolm in the Middle, I'm obviously not now thinking Reese is so hot, but I am remembering thinking that Reese was so hot. It's not in that way.
Age appropriate hotness.
Yeah, they're very much doing it in a way that's like, the adult watchers of this show should sexualize this child. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
We don't want something for the dads for this show.
No. Sabrina the Teenage Witch should never be for the dads, okay? Also, I didn't like that the cat didn't talk. What's with that?
You'll enjoy this. On the later seasons of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, when she is in college, and they change the opening credits.
Of course.
And they're like kind of fading, and she's walking around Boston and all this stuff. There's a scene at the end of the credits where she's in front of a store called Newbury Comics, which is like a big record store chain here on Newbury Street. And she walks down this set of stairs. And at the time, the store at the bottom of those stairs was a place called Condom World.
Yes.
So whenever we saw that, we were like, she's going to Condom World.
I mean, that sounds like a nightmare world. What? How many condoms does it take to make one building?
This store was there forever. It was actually just a little teeny one. It was a tattoo. This store was there forever. This was like a holdover from the 70s. And I think it only closed a couple years ago, but it was like, infamous if you grew up around here, that like Newbury Comics and then downstairs is Condom World. So I was like, they had to have done that on
Did
purpose.
they just sell condoms? Like, I need to know more about this. What did they sell?
Yeah. Oh yeah. But like novelty ones, like it was probably the size of like a convenience store. And then like just thousands of different varieties.
That's amazing. I wish that it was still there. I would love to go there. That sounds right up my alley.
It never became a chain, sadly.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Well, and then Condom Land was in California.
It didn't become a chain because it wore protection, and so it didn't have any offspring.
Right.
That was the point.
Right. It never missed that flight.
No. Yeah. Yes. Exactly. It stayed. It got on the plane. It got on the plane. Got off the plane. Yeah. That's insane. That's incredible. I did like the later Sabrinas as well. I think that as I kind of came of age now, I wasn't in college, but it was just before I was going to college, so it was at the perfect time for me to be like, glamorizing everyone. I was a huge fan of her gothy, moody roommate, Raven, I believe. Morgan was the annoying redhead, right?
Raven, who I believe was played by Soleil Moonfry, who was a child actor here in a show called Punky Brewster.
Nice. I love that. And she's in lots of other stuff. She was in Friends. She was hitting Joey in Friends. Was it Raven? Is that her name? Am I right about that?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was.
But anyway, yeah. And Josh, her boyfriend. I like the episode where she made Harvey. She made Harvey pregnant. That's always good. So yeah, and so that's like, I mean, those are nostalgia. And then I do have at 9 p.m. I have Girlfriends, which I've never heard of, but it stands out just for the title. Should I? Is that something that I should watch?
Girlfriends. So this was a pretty bad sitcom on UPN, which was kind of leaning into like black sitcoms. Okay. And this starred Tracy Bingham, who was from Baywatch, former Playboy Playmate from Baywatch. She's from Cambridge, Mass. Her first big break was being in a Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch video.
Okay.
Beautiful woman, not adept at comedy. She's not Pamela Anderson. So Pam Anderson had 2 comedy shows going at this time. She had a show called Stacked, where she played a librarian, and then that show VIP, which was basically Charlie's Angels, but was very comedic. So they were like, all we got to do is get these ex-Baywatch girls, and they're going to be comedy gold.
Yeah.
And this didn't quite work. So this was very short-lived. This is a new show. I haven't seen it since it aired, but I can't imagine it's great.
Okay.
It was pretty by the numbers.
Maybe I'll look it up just to say that I watched it. Would you say that it's more like mood wise? It's like giving Will and Grace vibes, or is it?
Yeah, that like multicam kind of wacky, kind of low rent sitcom, like a really not great Living Single.
Okay,
If you ever saw that.
I don't know. I actually don't know, and yet I think I do get the kind of the reference. Is that Dharma and Greg, Will and Grace kind of a
No,
era?
yeah, there you go. Yeah, Living Single is what Friends ripped off. So Living Single was a show about it's Friends, but they're middle class and black people, and it came out a year before Friends.
God, don't tell me these
basically the same
things.
show. And it's much funnier. Queen Latifah.
Well, okay, sorry, wait. I'll look that up then, and I'll give it its flowers, But my problem is like anytime that millennials / Gen Z are like coming new to Friends, and they're like, oh, it's like really offensive and blah blah, and I'm there. Oh, I know, but that was I watched The Swan. Okay, it's like you can't get me.
It was high class. Yeah,
you can't get
it was appropriate
me.
At the time.
Yeah, and even if it wasn't, so what? Leave me alone. And this is what, like, the fact that I was watching it, I knew that it was inappropriate. That shaped me right now. But now you see, when you tell me things like this, where it's like, that's not based on my understanding. That's based on me not knowing that it was stolen from black people, like everything else in America.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, very thematically appropriate. But Living Single was on for a while. It was on for like 7 years. It did well. It's a better show, I think. It's just like the characters are better, like more realistic characters. They have struggles. And then, so weirdly, the woman who created that show, whose name escapes me, NBC totally knew they screwed her over because they gave her like 3 sitcoms on NBC, like during the Friends era after Living Single ended. None of them took off or any good, but it was like, you guys know.
Yeah.
You know what you did.
That's so annoying. And the way that, like, it'd be so annoying to be her as well. Because, if you didn't catch that, it was, So, yeah, just expressions.
The subtitles got it right, really. To deal with that AI.
Exactly. What can you do? So that's, so Girlfriends, not so much, but Living Single, I'll definitely look up. And then I do have...
Living Single's great.
I have, at 9:30, I have American Experience, which is, I have it down because it's like, I'd be coming into it late, but it's 3 hours long, and it just looks interesting.
Yeah.
It's a 3-hour long documentary about the Golden Gate Bridge.
That's PBS. That's our educational channel.
I mean,
so they had these really long documentaries.
Yeah, because I like
it's pretty dry.
Yeah, you see, I like a documentary and I like how it's made and stuff like that, but I do think 3 hours of very, very dry, I wouldn't be really able to handle. But I would be coming in late.
It's like a punishment.
Yeah, there's also World of Tattoos on at that same time, and I'm like, I would like to watch that now because I would like to see how tattooing and its fans are observed in 2004. I can't imagine that it's the same as how tattooing and its fans are viewed now, So
this is when it kind of started to become mainstream, like where like everyone started having a tattoo, but it's still a little early for it. So there's still like it's for sailors and carnies, a little bit kind of thing in there. So it's very between two worlds on that one.
Yeah, I think because I've always loved tattoos. Like I fell in love with tattooing when I was like, I was very, very young. I loved henna tattoos and stuff. So I've always loved it, and but I also do like that carny, look at these freaks element of TV.
Yeah.
Like I liked Eurotrash. I liked all the stuff that you shouldn't necessarily.
I loved that show.
Yeah, Eurotrash is amazing. It's, again, formative. But I'm a little freak, and this is becoming more and more clear as I'm going through this TV guide. I'm like, why do I want to watch that? Because it's about a dead guy and his dead wife or whatever. doing it.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
There's nothing you've picked that I was that I would not watch as well.
Thank you.
So where's that? Monday? So Tuesday night.
Tuesday. Now I have in my notes. I'm admitting now that I just chose loads of things that start at 8, and that would bring us up to 10 because when I looked at 9 and 10, like when I looked at 8:30 and 9, I was like, yeah, that's good, but there's 3 movies on at 8 or 3 long things on at 8 that I would really like to watch. So they'll all bring us up to 10, and I'm just flicking through the channels as we're going, I think.
Fair enough.
So we've got Pokemon the movie. I mean, I don't feel the need to explain. I mean, so it's like it's a no-brainer for me. But I guess I have to ask then. It must be like Friends because Pokemon was huge here, huge. Now, not so much in 2004. Like 2004, I probably wouldn't have been really interested in it. But when I was like 5, 6, 7, we used to go to creche every day after school. It's like Montessori, I don't know, daycare. That's what you call it.
Okay, yeah.
And it would just be on. Pokemon was just on constantly. And even though I can't really remember specific episodes, but like we got the way the cards are taking off in a big way again now.
Oh yeah.
That was I have upstairs in my bedroom. I have old Pokemon cards that I took out of my dad's house because he was like, what do you want me to do with them? Will I throw them out? I'm like, I don't know, they might be valuable. And he's like, I don't know, they might be.
That's your retirement.
Do you want to look into it? I'm like, not necessarily. I won't. And so they're going to sit in my bedroom until my daughter or someone else's daughter at some stage goes, do you know that these could be valuable? And then I'll give them to them. So, it was huge. It was massive here. So Pokemon the movie's a no-brainer for me.
So I think I'm 10 years older. I think it probably was here too, but I was like 97, 98. I was like 17, 18. So I was like just out of that.
Yeah.
So I given the nostalgia people have for it now, it had to have been probably just as big here.
Maybe, yeah. And then when it did get big again, I was like, oh my God, this is great. But you see, it hasn't got the same, first of all, when Pokemon Go was killing people. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Pokemon Go was killing people during the pandemic. So there's that. But also the cards, I don't know, because there was an original 100 Pokemon. And then it went to 150, I believe. Or maybe it was original 150. And then when they added a few hundred, and it's like, okay, fine. And now at this stage, I'm like, you can't just have like, this is a vacuum cleaner. It's called Vaquador or something like that. Shut up. No.
You're ruining the brand, people.
Yeah. So some things have to retain some kind of purity. There's nothing pure anymore.
Scarcity is what gives this meaning.
Yeah. So I do, maybe, I don't know, look, maybe the cards have something. Anyway, Pokemon the movie, that was a no-brainer for me. This is where we come back to Anna Nicole Smith, because True Hollywood Story starts at 8 on the Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And it's about Anna Nicole Smith, and I'm a big fan. Tragic story. I believe that she was really, really done dirty by the media, TV, like celebrity culture, which I think she was an unwitting participant in creating, I believe. And I think that I for some reason I find myself really fascinated by that anti-hero, especially anti-heroine angle of things. So like her and Courtney Love are really up there for me. Courtney Love, still alive. I had it in my notes. I was like, don't get me started on Courtney Love. And then I started writing. I was like, actually, do you know what? We're going to start on Courtney Love, because I adore how she is so fucking annoying, like openly. And she won't not be. She's always herself. She knows that she's a loudmouth. She knows that she's abrasive, and she doesn't care. And so even if it would be annoying to hang out with her, you're always getting her. It's like, that's Courtney Love. I adore her as a feminist hero that just will not shut up ever, no matter. And actually, if you're a man and you tell her to shut up, she's gonna shut up even less. And that is,
you're gonna have the opposite effect. Yeah.
Like it's very rare that anyone would say she's so fucking annoying and mean it as a compliment, and I totally do. I mean it fully as a compliment. Courtney Love, you are so annoying, and I love you for it. You walk so that we could run. You are a loud bitch, and I love you and appreciate you for it. And yeah, like there's like private jokes in my family about Courtney Love as well. Because one time I used to have these big rager parties around my birthday and New Year's, back in my party days last month. But no, I used to have this amazing apartment in the city centre, and one of the, this party had been going on for like 3 days or something like that. And my sister, yeah, no, we were crazy. And my sister, at one stage, someone somewhere was talking about Kurt Cobain and Nirvana. And my sister went, she goes, oh, Courtney Cox definitely killed Kurt Cobain, right? And now, if you can imagine, Ken, because you don't know much about my sister, okay, if you can imagine me, but more.
Okay, well, wow. Okay.
I know. Yeah, I know, and I'm not lying about that.
Older, younger?
She's younger. She's more
Okay.
confident. I adore her. She's my best friend in the whole world.
You were the role model, and
Yeah.
then she learned from you and improved on it.
I created her. That's the thing,
Yes.
People, like, she hates when I say that I think she's better than me, and I'm like, I don't think you're better than me in a way that I'm downing on myself. I'm like, oh, I'm the second coolest person in the world next to you. But yeah,
You're the 10.5.
Yes, that's it, exactly. So she's like, Courtney Cox, definitely. And I turn to my sister, and I'm like, oh, she's misspoken, right? And so I go, Aisling, look me. I go, Courtney Cox. And she goes like this. She goes, yeah. Like,
She doubled down.
She's at first, she's like, wait, what do you mean? What do you, like, you know the same stories as I do. And then she's realizing, she's like, it's dawning on her. She's like, oh, I'm hearing what I said. And then she's like, yeah.
I meant it. I meant what I said.
So for us, and by the way, I don't believe that Courtney Love did kill Kurt Cobain. However, in our family, Courtney Cox killed Kurt Cobain, and that's canon.
That's plausible. I bet you could come up with a plausible reason for that.
Yeah.
I had Alex Cox on the show, who directed Repo Man, if you've ever seen that, and Sid and Nancy and a bunch of movies. But he directed a movie called Straight to Hell with Joe Strummer stars in it. And Elvis Costello, actually. And Kate O'Riordan from the Pogues is in it. It's where she met Elvis Costello and they got married. They shot it in Spain in 1985. And Courtney Love is in it. And it's because she was basically stalking Joe Strummer, because that was like what she did.
I mean,
and
I
it's just
don't
funny
condone
talking to
stalking,
Alex
but-
Cox about it, because he's like, but he was like, she was just hanging around so much. We're just like, all right, just put her in the movie so she has something to do and leaves us all alone, basically. Because she had harassed Alex for like a year before that, because she wanted to play Nancy in Sid and Nancy, and he's like, no, we have someone, like, it's
Yeah, there's this whole clip about like that she was supposed to play Satine as well, and she didn't get along with Nicole Kidman, but she was supposed to play Satine in Moulin Rouge. And it's like there's this quote of her where she's like, this is the thing, is that I do think she'd be really, really annoying, and that I wouldn't necessarily love it to hang out with. But I think that people probably think that about me, and like, that's okay. And she just refuses to not be that way. She refuses to dim her light. She refuses to be like, oh, people might not like me. So like, there's all these clips of her just being fucking obnoxious. And she makes up these things about people not liking her and stuff. She's like, Nicole Kidman doesn't like me. I doubt Nicole Kidman thinks about you much at all, to be honest, Courtney Love. But like, she's just she is an icon. And I believe, to bring it back, I do believe Anna Nicole Smith to be in, I think the treatment is, it's for different reasons, Courtney Love, it's not necessarily that she was as objectified or anything like that. But the media treatment, like, death by trial by celebrity, that kind of thing, the fact that it's just like a tragic story, same with Marilyn Monroe, same with even Pamela Anderson, to be honest, that it's this kind of women being kind of demonized, and that they can't do right by doing wrong, and there's nothing, that, like, Anna Nicole Smith, she was too fat, then she was too thin, then she was like, oh, she's a gold digger, oh wait, no, she actually does love him, isn't that weird, why does she love him, what the hell, like, it's just this really, really sad thing. And then you see, when you look back on her stuff, you just see like her deterioration in front of you, and to know that could happen. But then again, history repeating itself, that's nothing new. I've ended my diatribe now, and we can move on.
I mean, I kind of look at her show as like when reality TV split into the dark timeline, because even in the 90s before that, stuff like The Real World and stuff still had an air of being a documentary. Like they were still like, what is people's lives? But that one was one of the first ones I remember where it was like, look at this rich idiot.
Yeah.
She's richer than you, but she sucks.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of people watching it to feel better about themselves. There's an amazing movie she's in that's a rip-off of Die Hard with her in the Bruce Willis role.
Okay.
So picture that, right?
Okay.
And she's not an actor.
No, I know. No, I know that.
There's a quote that my wife and I say all the time. She has this scene where she's fighting with her boyfriend, and she goes, "You're married to the police department, not me." No. And it's like the most.
I think I've seen that clip. I think I've seen it. Like,
oh, it's amazing. She's like, "I want a baby." It's like, oh no,
incredible, incredible, and like, but yeah, it is so sad. And so I would want to watch the story of it because I'm hoping, oh my God, that by 2004, True Hollywood Story wouldn't be about the demonizing and being like, she's such an idiot. Hopefully it would be like, isn't this horrible what we did?
Here's the irony though. Entertainment Television is the channel that her reality show was on.
I know, but that's what always happens, you know, like it's happening at the moment with Katie Price is in having, sorry, I won't even get into that separate thing. But like basically like that, you know, that you'll have a tabloid magazine or your E. I did notice that. And yet I was like, surely it'll be nice about her.
Isn't it so terrible what we did to her?
Yeah, exactly. But that's tale as old as time that, you know, like the tabloids will be printing all these stories that send someone into such a dark place that they take their own lives, and then they do a whole feature on how, you know, kindness could have saved her or something like that, you know.
Yeah, if only we knew. If only we could have stopped ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. And then on 8 p.m. as well, same day is also Awesomely Bad Girls, which to me, again, the anti-heroine. I'm a feminist, Ken, and so I support women's rights and women's wrong, and I'm very passionate about that. So I really like the idea of, I think there's like, they mentioned like Winona Ryder and...
Yeah, Monica Lewinsky.
Yeah, Monica Lewinsky, who did nothing wrong, girl. Nothing wrong.
No.
Like, Winona Ryder did steal when she didn't need to. But, you know, whatever. Steal if you need to. That's grand.
This was like prime Girls Gone Wild era. So that's where you get like this.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want it. And I want it. I want it. And I know I shouldn't.
We could go back there.
But I do. Yeah. So
VH1 was doing a lot of those list shows. They were starting to do the I Love the 80s format, and so this was like that, a bunch of talking heads being like Winona Ryder, blah blah blah, you know. But hey, a lot of comedians got paid $500 to talk about Monica Lewinsky for 10 minutes. So
I'd do it for free.
I'd do it now.
I'd be like, free her. Then that's it.
Sorry, Wednesday, what do you got going on?
On Wednesday. Don't judge me. I don't think at this stage that you can. 8 p.m. Human Z. The blurb is a look at a chimpanzee with unique genes that put it halfway between ape and human. And I think I made it clear that I'm a little freak and I like freaky things. Okay, so this sounds right up my street. Because I don't care how they frame it. It's going to be something that if they frame it in a scientific way, awesome. If they frame it in a sci-fi way, awesome. If they frame it in a paranormal way, awesome. If they frame it in a, oh my God, look how bad we were to this chimpanzee that was also human, awesome. If they frame it as in, look, we made this chimpanzee put on clothes like a person, awesome. I love it. You cannot lose.
There's no wrong way to do it.
So good. And it's called Human Z. Okay. A portmanteau of the ages.
And not a good one.
No.
Not a good one.
Just, what is it? Humans, chimpanzees.
Yeah.
He's kind of both. Make him Human Z. It's better than chimpan-human, you know?
Chuman.
Yeah. No, that's good, actually. But you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know from looking at it. I looked at it. I was looking at this guide. I'm like, Human Z? Yeah. Like, let's stick that in there. It does remind me as well of an Irish podcast that I listen to. Three women, I'm like friends. I don't know. I would say that I'd call them my friends. I don't know if they'd say I'm their friend.
Dropping names.
It's called The Creep Dive, and it's just about creepy, eepy stuff. So it could be anything. Like the creep of the week could be a murderer, or it could be a parasite, or it could be a glob of goo that fell from the sky and no one can explain what it is.
Or Human Z.
Or, let me tell you, it would definitely be Human Z if they were making the podcast in 2004. It would definitely be Human Z. I'm going to have to tell Jen O'Dwyer of The Creep Dive about Human Z, because she is anything to do with monkeys, chimps, apes. She wants to hear about it, so I will have to tell her about Human Z.
This is when like Discovery Channel and stuff at this time was trying to not be like scientific anymore, and they started doing stuff like this. And those things like the future is wild. Here's like what we guess the future will be when like dinosaurs retake the earth, or like here's a documentary about mermaids. Like just complete bullshit.
Yes.
And they really leaned into it at this time. Yeah.
I actually, because I did a college course last year for work called Professional Media Practice. So it was kind of like they sent us on this course, and it was an Irish language media thing, right? And one of the guys that came in, our guest lecturers, was talking about when you're writing a script as a narrator, and the different styles of narration. And he referenced a few of those. That was like the History Channel making shows about how aliens definitely built the pyramids.
Oh yeah.
And like, I mean, how you have to build that up, and how you have to be like, like something that could be explained in 5 minutes has to take place over 3 episodes or something like that. So, and again, I mean, I shouldn't, but it's delicious. I like it. Like, I do like it. I can suspend my disbelief, and I can also I like something that lets me turn my brain off. I often am watching TV, like I said, the way that people read books. So when I'm watching The Sopranos or Succession or Severance or Twin Peaks or whatever, I can watch it like that. But it's nice to just have some headgum every now and then. Yeah. Just be like, wow.
It'd be funny if you only enjoyed shows that started with S. You're like Sopranos, Severance. Only the S show. You can only be a quality show.
I didn't realize
if you start with S.
I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that. Sex in the City. I mean, that's okay. That's good stuff.
Just S shows.
Yeah.
So Human Z.
Human Z at 8, and it's an hour long, so that brings us up to 9. And then at 9, I have 2 things in for 9. First of all, the OC. It's the finale. So obviously, I loved the OC. I obviously fancied all the characters that I was supposed to fancy. Marissa was annoying, but I cried when she died. Like all of that, stuff. A lot of when looking back at this period of watching TV is just me being like, wow, I was a real pick-me that I just hated all the women on TV. I'm like, she's so annoying.
Fair, probably a lot were annoying, yeah.
No, I mean, they're supposed to come across as annoying to other women because you're supposed to want the men to pick you. We're supposed to be pitted against each other. But, the OC finale, I would love to rewatch the OC, but to be honest, I do think that the OC finale is one that you could just watch in a vacuum.
Yeah, you'd catch up quick. I don't think you'd be like, I'm totally lost. I've never seen the OC. Again, this like totally passed me by. Like to me, I was like, oh, this is like Dawson's Creek, but they like wanted to make it like a little sexier or something.
Yeah.
It's like,
do you think it bypassed you because of location, or do you think it bypassed you because you're a boy?
Probably not because I was a boy, because I definitely watched a lot of shows that were not aimed at men, like House of Style, watching every week, Models Inc., that kind of stuff.
Very good.
But just, I think it was like, I was probably 18 and in a punk rock band and was like, fucking rich kids. Like, I didn't like Beverly Hills 90210. Like, I was just like, I don't give a shit about you people. Like, it just didn't, there was no stakes. So I was like, oh, did he kiss another girl? Oh, no. Like, it just didn't, nothing. It just
there
didn't
were really
resonate.
high stakes in it. Like, rich people have problems too. And Ryan actually came from a really poor background, so it's really hard for him to settle in. And to assimilate with the rich kids was really hard for him, actually, again. So, wow. I just zoned out there.
it's like you're channeling someone else. I did watch a show this time called Point Pleasant, and it was kind of like one of these shows, but mixed with supernatural.
Okay.
So it was about this like rich seaside community in New Jersey that this beautiful teenage girl washes up on the beach one day with no memory, and it turns out she's the Antichrist.
I've heard of this. I don't think I watched
wasn't
it, but I've
bad.
heard of it. Because it was around the same time as Joan of Arcadia, which is kind of like the opposite,
Yes.
almost.
Yep.
And I watched Joan of Arcadia. Who's the actor in Point Pleasant?
It was the blonde girl. She was in One Magic Christmas, the Disney film.
Wow.
I can't remember her name. Yeah.
But it's not like Kirsten Wiig or Kristen Stewart.
No, it's not anyone who really went on to do
Kirsten Bell is who
anything.
I'm thinking of, sorry. Because
Yeah,
Kirsten
you're thinking of
Bell
Veronica Mars.
was in Veronica Mars, exactly. Thank you.
Yep.
And look at me just being like, some people are called Kirsten.
There's a few of them.
Give Kirsten Dunst her flowers. You know? And then there's Kristen's. Anyway, Point Pleasant sounds good. Was it good?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I think it was only like a season, and it got kind of stupid. And then they brought in, for like the last 3 episodes, they brought in this guy, Ben Edlund, who I've had on the show.
Okay.
He's a guy from Massachusetts. He created The Tick, and he also wrote Angel. He wrote on Buffy. He wrote on Supernatural. And he also saved the show Firefly. Like, he comes into Firefly at like episode 10, and then it gets good again, and then it gets canceled. That's
Yeah.
exactly what happens with Point Pleasant. He comes in like episode 10. They're like, we need someone to put the show in another direction and save it. It gets good for like 3 episodes, and then it gets canceled.
Oh no. Firefly is one of those that I'm like, when people found out that I hadn't watched The Sopranos or Twin Peaks, they were like, really? You definitely should. And Firefly is one of those, so I think that I should watch that. And apparently Point Pleasant. And Kelsey
Point
Grammer
Pleasant's
falling
dumb.
into a hole.
You could marathon that. Like, that's a weekend. That's a whole weekend right
Yeah,
there.
I'm busy. like my
yeah.
friend with SpongeBob. I can't come play tonight. I'm
SpongeBob.
watching Kelsey Grammer fall down a hole.
Watching Kelsey Grammer fall into a hole. I really have watched it over and over again. There was a show earlier in the week with Fabio in it, and I put Kelsey Grammer falling into a hole in the same category as when Fabio had that bird kill itself on his face. Have you ever seen that?
I don't think I have. I don't know who Fabio is. Do we hate him?
So Fabio was this like idiot. He was like Dutch or something, and he was the model on like every romance book cover, like long hair, like chest out.
Yeah.
And he's super right wing, and he's a Trumper.
Okay,
but
great.
in the 90s, he was on a roller coaster, and a seagull flew into his face and exploded.
Oh my God.
They show him on, like, getting off the roller coaster, and there's just blood all over his face. And actually, there's an Irish guy who has a great YouTube channel. It's this guy called Bobby Fingers. He was in the Rubber Bandits. You know that band, the Rubber Bandits?
Yeah. Of course, I'm friends with, well, kind of friends with them. I mean, we've done some stuff together.
So he has a YouTube channel where he makes these really elaborate dioramas of real things that happened.
I know,
and
yeah,
he
he's
spends an
great.
hour recreating the Fabio bird flying into his face thing.
Like,
And
I love
it's so good.
I love, the way you're seeing a lot of this trend at the moment where it's like, wow, I'm really not using my free will enough. And that's the kind of stuff that someone would comment that on. Or, another one that's going around at the moment is you see people commenting on something being like, you really don't know what's going on in other people's homes. and that
You really don't.
that is exactly that kind of thing. Because Bobby Fingers, I have heard of him. He doesn't do it like for money or anything like that. He's like, because I want to.
No, it's just a weirdo, and he's great.
Yeah. And do you know what? Me too. Just check out
same.
Human Z.
Which I realized is also a Simpsons joke in that Planet of the Apes, the musical, they say from chimpanzee to chimpanzee.
Chimpanzee.
They basically ripped it off.
I just love it. I love that episode. I obviously know the whole song, and sometimes when I'm near a piano, in my head I go, can I play the piano anymore? Of course you can. Well, I couldn't before. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how much I quote Friends.
It takes up a
Friends
lot
and
of
The
people's
Simpsons.
brains.
Yeah. I did also put down Dateline at the same time because I can only assume that we didn't have it because I feel like I would have watched it if we did, or my mom would have watched it and I would have watched it with her. But I hear a lot about Dateline I listen to My Favorite Murder and they talk about Dateline a lot. Like, I'm big true crime now. And that is because I was big into true crime then. And that was because my mother was big into true crime. She was like, my mom is so scared of like gore, blood, needles, anything like that. Like, absolutely not. Guns, terrified, right? But like this stuff, she's like, why do people kill?
The Gru. Yeah. My mother was the same way.
It's fantastic. I love her.
You may have this experience where you're telling people a story that you think is cute and or funny from your childhood, but then everyone's horrified and you realize it's not.
Yeah.
And there's one with my mother who was obsessed with that kind of stuff. And there was a woman who fell off a boat and disappeared. And my mother was like, come on, let's go. They're pulling her out of the lake. We were like 6 or 7.
Yes.
And she's like, oh, wow, this is great.
Yeah. I love gross stuff. I don't know if there's I definitely would want to. I would be the type that'd be like, let them have their privacy, but I would also want to see. I would want to see the pictures or whatever.
Tell me all about it.
Yeah, like recently, a friend of mine, she was talking about how her mother had a tumor the size of a basketball removed from her stomach, and like this was I hadn't seen this friend in about a year. And so we're just doing the whole catch up, like what's been happening. And so she goes, and then my mom got this tumor. I didn't tell you about this, yeah. And she got it removed. And Jesus, it was so big. It was like the size of a basketball. And I'm like, oh my God, yeah. And my friend goes, don't worry, I took a picture. I'm like, oh, thank God, thank you, oh my God.
Let's see it.
Like,
Can I have teeth and hair?
She could see that I was like starting to float away, like that I wasn't listening, because I was like trying to imagine this disgusting tumor. So yeah.
It's like, I'll save you time. Here's what it looked like.
Yeah. It was gross. It was great.
Atypically, Dateline that night, which is normally about that stuff, is an edition devoted to Friends, including interviews with members of the cast and crew.
Oh my God. Why? Friends isn't a true crime.
But it was the same station, so it was like cross promotion. They would do this kind of like fawning thing every now, because it was technically a news magazine show, but they realized that the true crime stuff was what sold. People watched those more than anything else. But yeah, very weird. Thursday, what are we doing?
Thursday, I've got Queen Victoria's Empire. Haha, lol, JK, fuck that bitch. Imagine. It could have been like if it's badly framed, if it's framed. Sorry, truthfully, not badly, but like if it's not a positive, like. But no, what I have down is 2 things at 8. I have Cold Case and The System. So Cold Case, it's very similar to Dateline. That I'm like, I can't believe I didn't watch it at the time, but it's like the kind of thing that I'd love now. And the description says, 2 sexually related murder cases are solved. First of all, sexually related, that doesn't make sense at all. That's not a
2 words shouldn't be next to each other.
Sex related or sexual related, they make sense. It's not nice, but these things do happen. Sexually related, I just don't know that that's English. But either way, I guess maybe it is. Maybe I'm being a cunt.
I think the 2 crimes are not related to each other. But independently.
That's the thing, is that anyway, they're sex related, right? But I do like, it says that they're solved, and I love that for them.
And they're telling you that up front, so you can relax and enjoy. That's good.
Exactly, because I do hate, I hate when something's unsolved and they don't let me know that before the end. Like if I'm watching something, I don't want that at all. Like unsolved. I love something that was unsolved for ages, and then when I'm watching the documentary, it's been solved. So I do get to go through the whole oh my God, what happened? What are all the different things that could have happened? Oh my God, we need to solve this. And then at the end they're like, solved it, and I'm like, great, fantastic. I don't need to do anything. Super.
It's the Sherlock Holmes formula.
Yes, and I again, just so much ADHD where I'm like, I need to know, and also can't not involve myself. But The System, I think I have that down because I didn't know what it was at all. It sounds like it's both true crime but also political, and that again.
Is it on at 8:00?
It's on at 8:00, and it says that it's dealing with the case of. So I'm guessing that it's probably something that discusses how the system, like the legal system, did someone dirty.
Right.
And I'm interested in that kind of stuff. If you had asked me, when I was 9, if you asked me what I wanted to be when I grow up, I would have said a TV presenter or a lawyer. Actually, And then, you know, previously to that, when I was 7, if you asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I said a princess or a waitress. And so I have managed a few of those at this stage.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
lawyer's
That's
the
like a
only one that I have
50%.
to. Yeah, lawyer's the only one I have to dip. Like, you know, I've got waitress. I've been there. I've got TV presenter, princess. I believe that's more of some, like, I'm not in a monarchy way. More of
No. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So it's just lawyer that I need to take off.
You could get there. I believe in you on the other
Thank
two.
you. Thank you.
I think when I was 7, my answer, and this is for real, I think I would tell people I wanted to be a demonologist.
Wow. And so did that, like, is this around the time of Satanic Panic? Because
It was. And I had a lot of books on like demonology and like sigils and stuff. Because I would buy like books at flea markets and things. I still have a bunch of them probably somewhere. And I never believed in any of that stuff, but I was like, I think I'd like to be a demonologist. That would probably be like, I would tell like at school, like 3rd grade, and they'd be like, we need to talk to your parents.
That's so cool, though. And like, that probably is a thing, you know? I think you do have to believe in it. I think you have to believe in it.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Or else
unless
you
you're
could be a quack.
a really, yeah, or a con artist. You know,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
should have just said I want to be a con artist. Like, I want to be the Warrens, just bilk people by saying
it's
there's
so
haunted
cool.
dolls.
Yeah, because I used to love, yeah, exactly. But I used to love all of those like cursed objects and stuff like that. I mean, don't put them in a room with me by any stretch. Like, I'm fascinated by the paranormal. I like to hear about it in a funny way. Do not tell me about like, oh, the last time that I was in this room, do you know what I saw in that corner over there? I will kill you. I will kill you.
Yeah.
I'll make you join.
You don't want to be scared.
I'll make you join the ghost that you saw in the corner the other day.
People will be seeing you here later.
It's absolutely, I can't be dealing with the horror. But yeah, I was really fascinated with, like, I had this subscription to Sabrina the Teenage Witch magazine, but also a magazine that was like an encyclopedia, and so it went from A to Z with different animals, and so you got like each issue had, and I loved all that. And then for that reason, then when Harry Potter came out, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is basically that, but for fictional ones, and so I loved that. I have so many books like in my childhood home of, like, you know, encyclopedic descriptions of dragons and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, I got those too. And not to send people to Amazon, but on Amazon there's like the encyclopedia of like mythical beasts and stuff. On the digital books, they're always like 99 cents for like a 500-page book of all that stuff,
cool.
which is fantastic. We used to do a thing here where like they would give away, like supermarkets and stuff would give away encyclopedia sets, but you'd get like 1 volume every week, and it was like an introductory price or whatever. So we had like 20 different encyclopedia sets, but they were all up to like H.
Yeah.
Because we just drop off. So we had like the first 5 letters of a bunch of different sets, but not a full set of encyclopedias.
Fantastic. But again, and like, I know, look, it's the Friends edition, so we're obviously going to be talking about Friends a lot, and it's me, so we're going to talk about Friends a lot. But I do love that baby kangaroo Tribbiani, because he had gotten 1 encyclopedia. No, sorry, that's because he had used a thesaurus. Sorry, wait, now I'm thinking of a different one. It's where he could only afford 1 encyclopedia, and he gets the V. So he's like, how about that Vesuvius?
It's better than none.
Yeah. It's, oh god, it's encyclopedia stuff. It's crazy because like these days, if you ask me to read a book, I'm like, absolutely not. But because I don't have the attention span. But I loved all that stuff, and there was another magazine that I subscribed to that was more of a like spooky ooky paranormal stuff as well, like very spiritual. And so demons and ghosts and goblins and ghouls and things like that. God, I'm jealous. I want to be a demonologist. Forget my lawyer thing. Forget the system.
You can take my correspondence course. It's for the low price. So.
But yeah, I had the system in just because I was like, it sounds like true crime and political, and that's cool.
Yeah,
you know,
it'll be everything you want, and otherwise, it's only the thing that's on the cover. It's all Friends all night because
exactly.
It's the finale, so.
Yes, and I do. So at 9, I do have the Friends finale special. Okay, and this is because the finale itself, I've obviously seen a million times. It's obviously on. Like, I have it as an option. But I've watched Friends so much, like, recently. And to be honest, the finale, it's not it's by no stretch my favorite episode. I don't think it's anyone's favorite episode, but it's especially egregious to me because I'm like, she shouldn't have gotten off the plane. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's annoying, even though you can enjoy it to a certain point, but like, and because it's the ending, it's more sentimental. There's less jokes and stuff. So I wouldn't necessarily watch it these days. However, the Friends special is the TV Land staffers watching it, you know, and I feel like that would
telling their favorite moments and.
Yeah, and I feel like that would transport me. That would get me the closest to transporting me back to actually watching it for the first time. And when I think of getting to go back in time and watch it for the last time, purely without having ever seen it before, like that actually makes me emotional when I think about it. So I think the closest that you can get to that is watching the staff, especially since I'm a producer now. So I've got that extra interest in the how it's made and the like funny story about like, oh my God, yeah, he couldn't get that line out or whatever. All this stuff, I think I am very, very sentimental, even though I was complaining about the sentimentality of the episode.
No, I'm the same way, especially with TV stuff, because it puts you in a very specific time and place, and like it's. But yeah, the finales tend to be like, remember this, and like, you know, a lot of clapping and stuff. But that's one of the reasons I like recommending things to people, because there'll be stuff I really like that they've never seen it, and I'm like, that's as close as I can get to watching it again for the first time, because I can see if they like it, which is always really fun. And then they go after the show, they're all on the set of Friends with the cast being interviewed by Jay Leno, which I could not stomach.
Wow, no, okay, well, so not so much that. And to be honest, I didn't even watch the Friends reunion because I love Friends so much. You know, the recent one that came out like a few years ago. Yeah. Before we lost him. But I think, I didn't watch it, and I think it was because I was like, nah, I don't want to ruin it. I just don't, I don't.
But that's like, as much as people complained about the Sopranos finale because it was ambiguous, like, that's a better finale.
Oh, yeah.
Like, to your point, you're like, if they just cut before you knew we got off the plane or not, like, perfect. You know what I mean? Like, however you wanted it to end.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, well, look, I will always love it. I mean, Friends can do no wrong. Well, sorry, it did loads of wrongs. There's lots of stuff that we can correct. But it wouldn't be Friends. It wouldn't be Friends then.
It could do 7 wrongs, but no more than that.
7. Yeah, exactly.
That's the limit.
Exactly. Do you know how hard 6, 7 has been for me? But like every time that someone says 6, 7, and I'm like 7, 7, 7. I'm like, no. Your vocal stim is that. My vocal stim is a different 7 one. The other 7.
And they won't cancel each other out. We'll just end up in a loop forever.
And never the two shall meet. Exactly, yeah.
I don't know if you noticed this in the Friends Fury on Thursday night, but on Discovery Channel at 10, there's a show called Humanimals. So this seems to be in the genre of Humanzy. But the strangest part is...
notice that, or else I would have put it on my list.
It combines Humanzy with Extreme Makeover. It's called Humanimals Wild Makeover documentary, and it says, I can't believe this is real, procedures to make people look like animals.
Oh, okay, like Pete Burns, like that kind of, so that's kind of like like documentary about, like, that's kind of like My Strange Addiction. Like, that kind of thing. Someone that wants to look like a cat. Yeah. Because Pete Burns, oh, bless him, or her, I don't know how they identify these days. But, like, a very, very sad story. And do you think I would watch that? Yeah.
Of course.
I would watch that now.
I'm morbidly curious about that now.
Me too. There was so much stuff that they did, like, back then, like, before that, but especially around that time where it was like, you know, and I know that people are still doing horrible stuff, but like there was a time where there was people injecting like vegetable oil into their faces to give themselves fillers and stuff. Oh, like
yeah. Yeah, or getting like those subdermal, like they wanted like bumps like a dragon, or like what, or those, I remember there were people who would get those like things they would screw into their head, like spikes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that. You see, because I used to have a dermal piercing. So dermal piercings aren't really weird for me. I used to have a little one here, which actually was blue. So I did have the little blue dot.
You did do it, yeah.
And then I had
but you weren't getting, you know, like horns.
No, but I don't mind people getting horns. If you do it because it looks cool, fine. If you do it because you want to be a dragon, then it's like, is everything okay at home? Yeah. Is everything all right?
Because, and the answer is no. Like, you don't really even have to ask.
Yeah, no. But it's fascinating, and I would definitely watch it instead of Jay Leno interviewing them.
Yeah, human animals. I would like to watch Jay Leno get a procedure to look like an animal against his will. Like, he has to spin a wheel, and you don't know what animal it's going to be, and then he's in a wheelchair for 23 weeks after the surgery.
23 weeks, yeah. And he'd probably, like, this is punishment, Jay Leno, for, I don't even know why.
He's like, oh, no, a wombat. Oh, jeez.
I think I hate Jay Leno because you hate Jay Leno. And now this is peer pressure to hate Jay Leno. I don't know enough about him. I didn't watch enough of him. So
he's the worst of 80s stand-up where it's like, oh, you want to know what my beef is? Hey, what's it do with this thing? It's like just the most annoying.
Have you seen this? Have you heard of this? Have you seen this? Have you heard of
it? It's 100% that. Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. No, I hate him. Hate him. Hate him on my back. I'll hate him, no problem. You've got a very convincing voice. I'll do it. Just before we move on, I want to say your voice is so good for podcast.
Oh, really?
It's an amazing radio voice. It's just incredible. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and it's just it's great. And I also love how the show has 2 intros. Fantastic.
Yes.
And I don't even mean that in a shady way. I mean that that's iconic. Give yourself as much time as you need, honey, to get into it. It's so good.
Yep.
Because there's like,
you gotta ramp it up.
Yeah, there's the little quote that's like all the things that they needed. And then there's the song, which is, by the way, annoyingly catchy, the TV guidance counselor song. So just want to give you your dues.
Oh, thank you. No, this is the nicest thing ever.
One thing that I wanted to say about so Friends, like the finale, or whether or not I'm watching the Jay Leno thing, etc., right? Or the Humanimals, as it were. Yeah. Either way, the Hirschfield portraits on page 20 of Friends.
Yes. Yes,
it would have been immediately ripped out and put on my wall. And I kind of still want it now. Yeah. And so if you would be willing to put it in the post to me, I swear to God.
100%. So cool. I'll send it out to you.
It's so cool.
I did an episode at this guy who used to write for the show Cheers, his house when I was in LA, and I used to do this stuff in person. And he had this giant original Hirschfeld. It was so cool. Like in his dining room.
So cool. And I mean, they're kind of freaky. Like when I first saw the picture, I was like, but that's what's great about it. It's kind of jarring and creepy. And like, again,
they're very
I don't know
stylized.
What I need to tell you, but I'm a freak.
Well, yeah. But they capture the people. It's not quite a caricature. Like, I guess it's technically a caricature, but it's like a very unique style that he had.
Totally.
And he did those portraits for TV Guide for like 40 years.
It's crazy. Like, it really, like, I don't know. I had a moment with it. You're the guy. You're the TV Guide guy. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm the Irish language sex woman, and you're the TV Guide guy.
Which sounds, frankly, a lot more exciting than being the TV Guide guy.
But it's not, Ken. It's not. It's just one. It's just one thing. You get everything from Jay Leno to Humanzee, from Jay to chimpanzee. You know.
Humanimals, wild makeovers. I love the Discovery Channel had to be like, guys, the Swan and Extreme Makeover is killing us.
I know.
We got to do something.
We got to do something. How do we make this animals, though? How do we make this nature, though?
Well, we don't want to experiment on animals. People wouldn't like that. I got it.
Yeah. Like, it would have been, for a millisecond, I did think that you were going to tell me that they were like, this dog is ugly. Let's make it off.
This dog's hideous. He needs a nose job. Oh, my God, this cat's so fat. We're going to give him boobs.
Oh, my God, yeah.
We're going to do 6 breast implants in this cat.
Yes. And I'd watch it. No, I wouldn't. I would be protesting that one. But humans, give them 6 tits. Give them 6 tits.
Cut them up, whatever. Yeah. We'll do I mean, that's the next level where they're doing like sci-fi makeovers of people.
They're doing like a robot. This robot isn't hot enough. It's like, you made it. You made it in the first place. Make it hot in the first place. You don't need.
I gotta take it back to the shop.
My sex robot needs a boob job. Oh God. It's so dystopian.
They're always rolling out upgrades.
I can't. Oh no, because I need to move on, or else I will cry, or take some drugs.
Fair enough. We only have 2 nights left, so Friday night.
No, I'm loving it. Friday, this is very similarly to Pokemon, where my notes were, it's like, obviously, Spy Kids. Pokemon, Spy Kids. I mean, I don't need
Spy
to
Kids is
explain this. Mr. Floop's Fooglies, all right? Enough said, okay? It's Antonio Banderas. It's
so weird that Robert Rodriguez made those kids movies, and they still feel like Robert Rodriguez movies and are also kids movies.
See, again, I don't know. So tell me about other examples where I'll be like, oh yeah, of course.
So he made El Mariachi and Desperado. He was like Mexican action movies, you know, like he did the other half of Grindhouse.
So Danny Trejo.
Yes, Danny Trejo movies, and then Spy Kids.
And he's one of the best.
Yeah.
And then like Alan Cumming, by the way, like just a treasure, just an absolute treasure of our time. And Spy Kids, when you watch it as a kid, it's great because it's got all the gadgets and all the goo and all the weird stuff and all the like, and also, you know, there's the word will come to me later, but there's something going on that the kids need to solve, and they're the only ones that can solve it, and it's because they're kids. It's precisely because they're kids. And then you grow up and you get to look at Antonio Banderas, and he's hot.
Yeah, and Carla Cugino, who's also
hot, you know,
bad herself. Yeah,
I just didn't name her because I didn't know the name, but I also find her hot.
Fair enough, yeah. Antonio Banderas has kind of just disappeared off the face of the earth.
I know, he was in what was it called last year? Nicole Kidman, kink movie. Didn't really handle the kink super well, but better than
I bet it
50
didn't.
Shades kind of thing. What was it called?
Nicole Kidman seems like a real dead fish.
Oh, come on. Yeah, I don't know. Look, I don't know. Well, she was like this high-powered woman that, like, it turns out that she likes to be dominated by the younger,
Shocker.
but there's a power dynamic thing going on, and anyway, he's her husband in that, and he's actually the dry fish in that, you know.
I believe that.
Sorry, I'm trying to decide now whether to come back to this Nicole Kidman movie that I can't remember the name of. Probably not. It was okay. It was sexy to me, but then whatever.
For some reason, it just makes me want to watch that movie. Oh, was it Unfaithful? The one with Diane Lane and Richard Gere or something like that. That was like,
I don't know it.
Yeah, that sounds like a better version of that movie.
I don't know it, but it's okay. Well, that makes me want to watch that.
That's pretty good.
The Spy Kids, just a great film all around, and I think it's a people pleaser in terms of both kids and adults can enjoy it. When I watched it during the pandemic, it was just a delight because I was like so excited for Mr. Floop's Fooglies. I remembered lots of different various things, and Mr. Floop's Fooglies was one of the things that I remembered. And then, you know, it's great as well because Alan Cumming is such a good actor, just in general, full stop. But also, he really, I found on my watch of it, I was like, wow, his level of empathy for every age that could possibly be watching this film is intensely good. Like, so... Yeah. Just a great film. And I'd love to watch it again. Yeah. And it's on at 8 p.m. on Friday the 7th of May 2004. And so... Can't
go wrong with it.
Bring me back there. I don't mean to feel like I'm like cheating at this stage now because I was running out of time.
No, that's the whole night.
I like movies.
Although you did pass up Joan of Arcadia that night.
I have Joan of Arcadia on the list, so I might switch over and have a little look at it.
Did you see what the plot is of this episode?
No, I didn't. No.
Tonight, Joan's makeover is about to get ugly.
Come on.
God gets Joan to take a class on cosmetology.
No.
Where she gets a good foundation on the principles of self-concept and esteem, leading her to renounce makeup and regular bathing.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. This is just like where it's either friends or we're making somebody over. That's what we're doing. It's not.
I love the idea of someone going to cosmetology school because God told them to. Because I feel like there's probably a bunch of those people.
Isn't that in Greece? Beauty school dropout. That guy's God, right?
is.
That guy's God.
Yeah, I think he's God. It's what he always looked like to me.
Yeah. Oh, he
forget
tells her to
God
drop out
something.
of high school.
Yeah.
No, drop out
So
of
maybe
no, go back to high
beauty
school.
school.
Yeah, drop out of beauty school and go back to high school.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, people have argued over religious messaging for centuries.
Exactly. Well, I mean, that guy looks like God to me, and I
it's the
believe him
hair.
to be true. I watched Joan of Arcadia when I was younger. I watched a lot of TV with my dad. It was very, especially around this time, like it was kind of when I was younger, it was my mum stuff. And then as I got older, it was that I would stay up late watching TV with my dad because my mum used to go to bed at like quite early. And so we would stay up watching TV until like 3 a.m. And so Joan of Arcadia was one that I shared with my dad. So I probably would, during Spy Kids, during the ads, I would switch over to Joan of Arcadia. And I do have something at 9 as well. I have Dollywood down.
Perfect.
I haven't been, and I wouldn't have had any interest when I was younger. But I have since realised that Dolly Parton is the closest thing to a saint that the world has ever seen. Maybe except for obviously Bridget, our Bridget, of course, our Bridget. But she was originally a pagan goddess, not a saint.
Oh, okay. So Dolly Parton has a 1990 Christmas special called Dolly Parton: A Down Home Christmas, and it's Christmas at Dollywood, and it is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen.
Exactly.
It's her walking around Dollywood being completely insane with her real family there. It gets more and more insane as it goes on. Like, you cannot believe it.
I love her. She's so great. She's so great.
Yeah.
And see, she is someone that I also love because she's unapologetically herself. Now, obviously, I don't find her to be as loud and abrasive and obnoxious as Courtney Love. And I mean that neither as a compliment nor not a compliment. I think that, like, when I
totally
say
neutral.
Courtney Love's annoying, I mean it as a compliment. When I say Dolly Parton isn't as annoying, I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean they're both very much themselves. I've never thought that I had to say she's not as annoying as someone and then follow it up with, and I don't mean that in a bad way.
It's a first for everything.
I'm like, she's still a feminist, I think, don't worry.
Oh yeah, Dolly, 100%. And she does it in like a killer inside me way of almost like playing dumb to like get the message across, and she's so smart at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also one of those people who's like, I have more money than I'll ever need. Let me make people's lives better.
Exactly. Imagine. Isn't that crazy?
Let me fund reading programs and vaccinations.
Because I won't need this money because it would be too much for me to spend. And so let's just vaccinations, reading programs. There was wasn't there some kind of like scholarship to colleges or something like that? Oh yeah. She's just amazing. I love her.
Yeah. She sends so many kids to school. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. She's great.
But I've also never been to Dollywood, and I'm not big on amusement parks, but I think the novelty would be kind of fun. Although it's in the middle of nowhere in Tennessee. Yeah. It's like an hours long drive, and that is a scary part of the country. Really?
Yeah, we see I can't drive at all, so I'd have to get somebody else to drive me. I did also take down Absolutely Fabulous, but that's only because my note on this is it's just reminded me to rewatch Absolutely Fabulous.
Yeah.
Because I loved it.
Yeah. And that was a pretty big phenomenon here, weirdly.
I don't know if it was big in Ireland when it first came out, but I got really into it. When I was watching it, it was old. So I got really into it probably about maybe, I don't know, I'm going to say like 9 years ago. What is time? It doesn't matter. I don't know.
See, I love Dawn French. Love Dawn French. Mm-hmm. And, I was like disappointed that she wasn't a part of it. So I kind of avoided it. But then I'm like, oh no, it's pretty good. I'll forgive them for not.
Yeah, it is. It is good. But you're absolutely right. I felt the same.
Dawn French is so funny. She hugged me once.
Aww. Lovely. That's great.
Yes, she was very nice.
I met Jennifer Saunders in a 5-star hotel that I used to work in. She was, she was perfectly fine. There's nothing. Yeah. Paul Rudd held the door open for me once, so that's good. That's nice. That's sweet.
He's a nice guy. He's the nicest. It's actually Paul Rudd, reach out. He's not married to me. I would like to think that I'm a fair mix of Courtney Love and Dolly Parton. Sure, if that's something you want to be, I'll agree.
Yeah, thank you. This is like, I agreed with you about the Jay Leno thing, and now you have to agree with me about myself.
Yeah. It's give and take.
The note that I have on Saturday is completely out of time and overwhelmed by choice at this stage. and yet, I think if I asked you to predict what I watched at 8 p.m., you would probably at this stage be able to tell me if you want to guess.
I'm gonna say it's not Sábado Gigante.
I don't know what that is.
I'll know it's. Oh man, Sábado Gigante was a Spanish language show that was on for like 40 years, and it means big Saturday. And it was this 3-hour show every Saturday night that was hosted by this old guy who looked like Los Del Rio that did the Macarena.
Yeah.
And it was the weirdest show. There's like women in bikinis and then like little people dancing, and it's kind of a game show, but it's not. And it's just like chaos. And it seems like a joke. And if you ever get bored, just plug Sábado Gigante into YouTube and you will see some clips. Like you just won't believe what you're seeing. So when I was a kid, if you were bored on a Saturday, you could just flip on the Spanish channel and you would be entertained by whatever the hell was on Sábado Gigante for 5 minutes till whatever you wanted to watch was on.
Amazing.
So I'm assuming it's not that.
No.
You went Belly Kiss Angel, I'm going to guess.
No, I didn't. I will put you out of your misery because there's so much.
Yeah.
I didn't go Valley Kiss Angel because that was just never part of my life. Like
Sure.
Valley Kiss Angel is something that I hear about from Americans, really. Sure, I couldn't have even told you until tonight that Colin Farrell was in it. I didn't even know that.
Now you know.
But yeah, 50 greatest TV animals.
50 greatest TV animals?
First of all, Ken, it's animal based, and there's that, and that's important apparently, right?
Yeah.
Second of all, it's 6 hours long as far as I can tell, right?
That's a commitment.
Up, like, just stick that on the background. I'm supposed to be working, but I keep looking up. And also, I think it said something about this is the 20 to 1, I think. So, like, they've already
so it's the top 20.
Yeah, they've already done the other 30, and it's still 6 hours long. I don't know how this has happened. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. I just don't see...
I'm trying to find it here.
Yeah, it's in there at 8 p.m. I should have taken down the channels on my little table. But it sounds like National Geographic meets the inappropriate use of animals meets the the countdown expose Girls Gone Wild.
I love the 80s
format.
kind of thing. Yeah. It's on Animal Planet. Yep. This is famous critters from television shows and TV ads. So, number one's probably Lassie or like the Taco Bell dog or something.
Well, I did actually recently Google what's with all the monkeys in 90s and noughties TV. I Googled it because there's a monkey in an episode of Malcolm in the Middle. There's loads of animals.
Yeah.
Like 90s and noughties TV show. You don't see live critters, as they put it.
It's probably a good thing.
It is probably a good thing, but I do wonder why.
Well, I mean, they're like chimpanzees, like all the chimps you see in shows are 2 or 3 years old because once they hit sexual maturity, they will murder you.
Yeah, they will. They'll rip your face off and eat it.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't think people think they're cute anymore. So it's like, I don't know. Maybe they're just difficult to work with. I wonder if there was like people really arguing over the 50 greatest TV animals. Like people couldn't believe who was number one or like thought it was a fix.
Yeah. And also I do sometimes wonder because like the Malcolm in the Middle episode that I saw with the monkey was a capuchin monkey, much like Marcel from Friends. So I wonder, is it just one, if it's one monkey, right? Then in that case, does he, like, let's say he's at number 3. Does he get number 3 because of one role, or does he get more sway because
could he be
roles?
in 2 slots for 2 different roles?
Exactly,
because he's versatile.
The capuchin monkey in Malcolm in the Middle, which would be higher up, that could be at 30 or something, but Marcel is quite remembered and quite well known. I want to be clear on this. I love animals, okay? I'm genuinely trying to, now I haven't made it yet, but I am trying to cut meat from my diet as much as possible. I do. I love animals, same. All right? But, like, it is charming. It's charming.
It is. It is. I do buy hats and clothes for my dogs.
That's so cute.
My poodle has a beret. I will put a beret on him. It happens. That's
so nice. I love that. No, but you see, that's fine. But like poodles, and a poodle especially is a dog that, they It's not that like they should be out in the wild, whereas a capuchin monkey, we shouldn't be.
Right. He would not
taking it
survive
and-
very long if he was with his own kind in the wild.
No,
I have to beg him to eat dog food.
Yeah. If I let my cat outside, she would be like kidnapped by a seagull, I would say.
So I would have gone with Batman Mask of the Phantasm that night, which is probably the best Batman movie. Animated, really great. In fact, Saturday night, 2004, I probably did watch that Batman Mask of the Phantasm that night. Is quite possible.
I don't think I've heard of that one, but I do hate Batman. So.
It's part of the animated series universe, so it's like that Art Deco-y kind of. And actually, the lead villain / hero is a woman who takes the law into her own hands. She's a lawyer who is wronged and becomes an executioner at night, goes out and murders criminals.
Yeah, you see, my dad used to collect comic books, so I know about all of the lore and stuff. Although I forgot, what was her name? Is it the executioner?
Phantasm.
Oh, yeah, because I do remember her, and I loved Poison Ivy, and I loved Catwoman. So the villains, but why they all women? Yeah, why are they all women?
Well, it's the will they want they, right? Because, co-workers.
I know, yeah, of course. It's not actually even to demonize them, it's to make them fuck. That's the worst. But I do, animated, that's okay. And also I do like the Tim Burton Batman, I can take it. It's just that when people say that their favorite superhero is Batman, I'm like, you're lame.
No, just from a class structure, he's literally a rich guy that beats up poor people.
Exactly.
So,
I don't like it. I don't like that.
No.
I'm anti-capitalist. And so therefore, also, he's scared of bats. Pussy.
Come on, get over it, right?
Bats can be scary, I guess.
We all love bats. I love bats. They're so cute.
Yeah, they're so cool.
We had a ton of them in my backyard growing up, and at night you'd see them all coming out. Like our neighbor had like a root cellar, and he was old and clearly hadn't been down there in ages, so bats all lived in there. And so at dusk, you'd just see like hundreds of bats start coming out of this guy's, and you'd see them all in the sky. It was really cool.
I'm so jealous. Also, kind of like every time that you think about it really hard, it's like, oh, he's called Batman because he's scared of bats. Like the thing that he fears most is bats, not like criminals with guns.
Right, Deathman.
People that killed his parents. He's like, no, it's scary bats. That's my worst experience.
They get little teeth and they fly. Ugh.
Yeah. The Irish for bat is Sciathan Lahar, which means wings of leather. So.
Oh, that's
amazing. There's a little thing.
There's an amazing episode of Batman the Animated Series called On Leather Wings. That's about Man-Bat, who is a scientist who turns into a giant bat. That's called On Leather Wings.
Oh my god. It's like a less cool version of Mothman. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Sweet.
And I have seen there was that viral thing of those Irish people yelling about the bat years ago.
Oh yeah. Get him out.
Get him. Yeah.
I can't remember it now, but yeah.
One of Ireland's greatest exports. Well, that is the week.
I'm so sorry. I have one more to mention.
Oh no!
That would be the week, but because that 8 p.m. is 50 Greatest Animals. I'm gonna have to at some stage during the 6 hours switch over. 9 p.m. There's something called Mermaids. It looks like it's a movie.
Yep,
and
Winona Ryder.
Put this on my list. Okay, I've never seen it. Oh my god, okay, I need to watch it because the blurb being a mermaid searches for her father's killers. I'm like, what?
Oh, that's not the mermaid I'm thinking of. That's a different movie called Mermaids.
That's Mermaids. I do think I've heard of that one, but I didn't know the plot. So I was like, is this the plot of the Winona Ryder Cher one? I don't think it is, right?
Oh, that's not. But now I want to see that movie starring Winona Ryder and Cher.
Right? But I want to watch all of the Mermaids movies, okay? Because I should have been born a mermaid. I don't believe in mermaids, but I am one. But I truly, because I've always loved mermaids and the sea. A mermaid searches for her father's killers. I've got so many follow-up questions. We don't have time for them, but I have so many follow-up questions where I'm like, did someone outside of the water kill the mermaid father? In which case, how is she going to be a detective? A mermaid detective outside criminals?
So, all right, here's what we'll do. We're going to have to do our own 6-part true crime series just about this mermaid murder.
Yeah,
Also, should it be called like Murder Maid or something like that? Like Murder or something?
This is, I mean, why didn't they have you around at that time? Because
You got the myrrh. The myrrh's already there. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
You got humanimals and chimpanzees, or humanzees there. You can't do mermaiders? Murder maidens?
Murder maidens.
Yeah. I don't even have to know what Murder Maidens is about, and I'm watching it.
I'm watching it. Exactly. Yeah, we need more portmanteaus in the 2004 and less makeovers, please.
Yes, less makeovers. We just need to make over words.
Yes. There we go. Now we fixed it. We solved it.
Solved the world's problems.
I'm sorry, I had to throw that in. I'm sorry.
No, I'm glad you did, because I was not aware of it, and now I'm going to have to hunt it down or have a listener hunt it down for me. And if I get a copy, I will share it with you.
Please do. Yeah, I'm definitely going to look it up. I don't know what the hell it was. But thank you so much for having me.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. No, thank you so much for doing it. And again, I know it's late there, so I appreciate you staying up late. And yes, I will send you this Hirschfeld for your wall.
You're so good. Thank you so much.
I'm sure I probably said her last name wrong. I forgot to ask. I just assumed. So, Bláithín, I'm very sorry if I said your last name wrong. But she's great. Being Blah on the social medias, great follow. Subscribe to the Try channel. There's a bunch of really funny, smart people on there, and you will not be disappointed. Speaking of not being disappointed, look how pro I am. I'm just so good at being pro. We are in the last week of June here. I don't know, what is today? I just had my birthday. It's, I don't know, I'm checking the date because I don't know what day it is most of the time. Yeah. Yep. My birthday was yesterday. Turned 46 years old, which is insane. When I started doing this show, I was 33 years old. So you could do the math. Larry appears to be choking on something. I don't know what he... Oh, no, he's okay. So we move on to 4th of July week. For those of you in the United States, don't burn yourself on fireworks. Avoid them if you wish. And for everyone else, have a good first week of July. We made it through the 6th month of 2026. On to month 7, everybody. So, and as month 7 starts, I'll be here with a new episode. So I hope to see you then for a brand new episode. What is wrong today? I hope to see you. You know what? I'm not cutting any of it out. I hope to see you then for a brand new edition of TV Guidance Counselor.
Don't judge me. I don't think at this stage that you can.